and sound the yaller horn. Please welcome the 31st Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard, Major General John Jefferson.
Well, hello, this is John Randall, Minnesota Vikings legend, and it is my pleasure to say, Minnesota Vikings fans uncensored, are you ready? Keith, get your people up. Let's go. Skol, 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 baby. Let's go.
What up, fellas? Woo! I needed a little Johnny Randall to get me going tonight.
You know it.
Always post
Cody getting his vitamin C, making sure he doesn't get scurvy. Shaq drugged up on Tylenol with codeine. David, can't believe David doesn't have nose plugs in.
Stinking, baby.
Oh, Leonard, you know it, baby. Guns out tonight.
What happened
over sleeves? Those are holsters, baby.
What happened? Why are you wearing nose plugs, David?
I gotta, I have a beautiful 4-year-old boxer that I let out to pee last night. My wife goes to let her back in because we have an electric fence. She go, I hear my wife go, "Oh no!" at the door. And when she walked in, bro, all I could tell you is that it would knock a buzzard off a shit wagon. She stunk to high heaven, and she got it right in the mug from. I don't think it was a big skunk, it was a baby skunk, but it happened right in front of the door too. And we got a couple acres, so she could have happened from far away. That skunk sprayed her right in front of the door. All the windows are open. It's nice here this time of year, right, dude? This house, I can't tell you how bad this house stunk. It stunk. I had to sleep in I have a little basement apartment. I slept in the basement apartment last night. It stunk so bad. I know that if I went to the store today, people would be like, "What's wrong with that effing guy? What's up with him, man? Did he shower?" Because I know we all stink.
He stinks like a Caleb Evans over OTAs.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, hey, but let me ask you something. How was your dog acting when she came in? Was she all like, "Hey, guess what I did, Dad"?
Little more embarrassed. She was like, it was like, you know how that look that dogs have when they make a mess on the floor and you walk into it? She had that look on her face, like they're not happy with me right now. And she still got that look on her face, man. It's still the day after. She's like, she knows something's wrong. We washed her with no tomato juice. What you really do is hydrogen peroxide and Dawn dishwashing soap. And she's like 60% better today, but man, she still stinks. Stinks.
You know what it is, right? There was a squirrel that was saying to your dog, "All right, check this out. That's my cousin over there.
Yeah.
Total fun at parties. Why don't you go talk to her?" Oh my goodness.
Get a dog, they said. It'll be fun.
Hey, I'll tell you a story about a skunk from when I was a young man. I was probably like 24, 25. And there was a small baby skunk kind of walking around the open garage door for where I worked at. I called animal control because I didn't want that skunk to get in there and spray the inside of the place. It was early in the morning and they didn't come get him. So they said, "Is it a baby?" And I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Well, the thing about baby skunks is they probably they don't have any control, so they probably discharge. They're empty So you could probably collect that skunk in something and reposition it yourself. They lied. I grabbed a box and I'm standing like 10 feet away from this skunk like this. That skunk looked at me like, and then it did the ass tilt and it shot. Oh God.
Hey, Skol Brandon, Skol Leonard, Skol Peterson.
Go, everybody.
Old man.
All right, let's see here.
Then he says
Pearson.
that skunk stinks like Lewis Seen. I wouldn't disagree.
Yeah, he's not doing too hot either. Let you all know that one.
He's last on the chart from what I keep hearing.
Yeah.
Him and Jay Ward.
Okay. So guys, JJ signed. Big part of the show is going to be covering that, and we've got some other good stuff. For example, we are only 91 days away from the season opener. And speaking of 91, some of the great Ring of Honor, Hall of Fame Vikings that have worn this number 91 are Ray Edwards, Stephen Weatherly, Yannick Ngakoue, and Patrick Jones II. Who you got off that list, guys?
I'm going with Yannick. Even though it was probably the most embarrassing trade besides the Herschel Walker trade that we did in a while. Like, we sent him out. He played 3 weeks for us, and we sent him to the Ravens for less than what we got for him. I think we would have kept him on that defense. We'd have been a little bit more all right than we were at with Daniel Hunter. I thought that was stupid. And what did we get out of him? Like, player-wise, like, we had to resign someone else, right? But we didn't get nothing compared to the talent that he was at. But if
Didn't
Yannick
we trade a second for him and trade him for a fourth?
yeah,
I think so.
yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Embarrassing. Yeah, and he was balling out too, like Dylan was saying. He was doing really well those 3 games. Embarrassing.
I'll take Ray Edwards. Little boxing action. I liked Ray in his day. I think he had a couple of good years. I think he got a little. Where did he go to Atlanta afterwards? Right. He never really showed down there. I think he was a good fit for that defense in the right spot. But in comparison to everybody, Weatherly had a couple good years too. But I think Ray Edwards out of that group, if I had to pick between Edwards, Weatherly, Ngakoue, and Jones, I think Ray was the best Viking out of that group, and I'll go with that.
Yeah, Leonard said, remember when Yannick led our team in sacks for so long? He only played 3 games with us.
He ended up end of the year, he was the leader. He was the leader at the end of that year.
Yeah, we were an embarrassment.
That feels like some salt being thrown there. God,
it was like 4.5 sacks too, I think, or something like that.
Was that 20?
That was the year we went after JJ.
Yep, 21. Yeah, 20 into 21. Right.
Oh God.
Who you got, Shaq?
You're muted.
Yeah, I have to go. Edwards, he's been there the longest. Like, he actually gave us more years. I would say Stephen Weatherly for his draft position. Even though Stephen Weatherly was like a 7th-round pick, he at least gave us value.
I'm going to take Patrick Jones II. And the reason I'm going to take him is not for what he's done, but for what he's going to do.
Right. He's behind a couple dudes.
Yeah, where's the room going to show up for that?
I'm just saying, I didn't say he was going to do anything great. He might do something stupid, but I'm still taking him. I feel potential. See, y'all are picking people who, from the past, where it's all etched in stone. I'm looking at the guy who can still add something to it. Yeah, that's how I'm rolling.
I like it.
I'm going to give you his autograph rookie card so you can sit next to those Funko Pops.
Yeah. One of these Funko Pops is going to disappear in the near future, though.
Which one is that?
The JJ one.
What are you
I'm going to talk to Keith now that we've officially signed him. I'm gonna talk to Keith about doing some sort of raffle for him.
There was a JJ signing, autograph signing that could have sent that into. My buddy actually held it at his memorial, his mem shop. We'll call it that. It was yeah, it was like 169. Get an autograph from him. Throw it on that.
It's not that bad. 169.
Yeah. Hey, Skol Hagar, Skol Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan.
Mike Breedy has arrived. You are now free to move about the cabin.
Thanks for showing, Mike.
Man of the hour. Speculation's over. We got him for at least 4 more seasons. If anybody was living under a rock or purposefully staying away from any type of social media, JJ signed an agreement with the Vikings, an extension that's 4 years, $140 million, which, including his 5th-year option, puts him in as a Viking for 5 years at 159.7 total. 36.9 million signing bonus with a total of 88.7 million guaranteed at signing. An additional 21.3 million guaranteed to be paid out over future years. That man is now the highest paid non-QB in NFL history until next week.
Good point.
The next 5 below him are Nick Bosa, A.J. Brown, Chris Jones, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Tyreek Hill, all of which are 30+ million a year. So, fellas, and let's see this in the chat too. What was your first thought when you saw it? Go ahead, Cody. Lead us off.
Thank God. I just wanted it to end. I wanted this ridiculous talk to end. I want J.J. McCarthy to be throwing the football to the best receiver in the game. End of story. End of the day. That's all I care about. We're talking about we don't know who our wide receiver 3 is. We're saying Addison's a wide receiver 2. When if we would have got rid of JJ, we'd be saying our wide receiver 2 is going to be a wide receiver 1, and we don't know who our wide receiver 3 is going to be our fucking wide receiver 2. Like
Flim Flam and wide receiver 2.
Yeah, Flim Flam. We don't even know who our wide receiver 3 is at this point. You know, I wouldn't trust McCarthy on the field with Powell, Sherfield, and Addison. I'm sorry, that would not be it for me.
Linda says JJ deserves every penny. What do you say, David?
I say he deserves every penny. My first thought was, I didn't really have a first thought. Like, I know a lot of people, it was either relief or dismay, I think, for a lot of people with all the talk we've had. I didn't sweat that signing for 1 second. I never thought there was a trade for 1/2 of a second, 1 nanosecond. That was always a Minnesota Viking. If anything, I was surprised it happened before OTAs. I'm glad it happened before OTAs, just so we didn't have to keep talking about the ridiculous idea that this thing was going to happen. And here we are with a few of the people that have lobbied for this. And I'm not saying the people that are on the video right now, but have lobbied for him to go away.
Come at me, dog.
Down on the bottom that started it, I think, in the Vikings Uncensored site, that it was preposterous from the start. It was preposterous while it was happening, and it's flipping preposterous now because he just signed and he's here for 5 years. It's a great contract. I love the structure. We'll talk more about that, but that's how I feel about it. So
I'll tell you what's preposterous, Rinaldi. That skunk spray must have got to your damn head and affected your mind. Paying a non-QB $36.9 million a year, guaranteeing that type of money for that guy? No wide receiver's worth that.
24.
Yes, yeah, we signed him. Yeah, take your victory lap. Tell you what, in 3 years, I'm going to be like, okay, how you feeling now? You still feeling great? And you're going to say, yeah, because he's still our guy. And I'm going to say, you're stupid.
Because we're going to have to pay Jordan Addison the same amount of money JJ got this year.
And we're going to have to pay Darisaw. We're paying wide receivers.
We got all the money we need for all of that because we got a rookie quarterback, gentlemen. We did exactly what we said we were going to do, and now we can do it. We got
The
to
money
find
would've
Until we
been
got to
better
give Sam
served
Darnold $30 million
elsewhere.
a year because he takes us to the NFC Championship this year.
Sam Darnold could win the Super Bowl and he ain't getting re-signed by the Vikings. It ain't happening.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I do.
Well, I'll tell you what, Sam Darnold ain't taking us no NFC Championship game without Justin Jefferson.
There's
That's
a point.
Mike
So
Breed didn't
Mike
start
Breedy
shit.
just commented he
He
started
didn't
it,
start
and
shit.
he was about 2 years into it, but he was early on it, and Keith
Mhm.
on it, and I always get lost in the wash. How I was running my mouth about it over a year ago. As soon as I found out he had baby daddy issues.
I mean, you were supposed to present me some evidence of that fish. It's been a week and I haven't got any. So
I'll produce that when I get my wide receiver graphic.
I banged the gavel already. You know, for me personally, I thought he should have got more money. Like 35, that's not really a big deal. I thought maybe it was going to be 40. And as Ronaldo shakes his head, I'm just kidding.
I thought 40 was in the cards. I really did.
Everybody, I
that's
think
the
everybody
discount.
thought 35. I think everybody thought 35. I think we all kind of knew that was the number because really he just wanted to be the highest paid player, and that was the number, 35. I'm still having some sticker shock over it, but I'm adapting to it because I saw what they did with the contract. At first, I didn't like. You see, like his first 2 years, like he's only making $8 million, and then the next year, I forgot what he's making. Do I have it? $15 million. So I was like, wait, why are they doing that? And then they're backloading it, so then he's going to be making $43 million and $47 million the last 2 years. It's like, why don't they take care of some of that money right now while we got this rookie quarterback? But then I thought about it more. It makes sense because that 43 and 47 million isn't going to be 43 and 47 million in 4 and 5 years. That's going to devalue. Plus, they'll probably end up adding a void year somewhere or another extension and pushing that money out even further, and they're going to keep pushing it. So I've kind of gotten more on board with it. And, you know, to be clear, I never said for sure they were going to trade him. I said I thought they should trade him. I said I do think they will work it out for the people who were coming at me. Just had to clear that up a little bit. But to me, the contract says that they're not doing a rebuild like some people are saying, oh, now the rebuild starts. No, I think they did the rebuild the last 2 years, and I think this says they're all in.
Mm-hmm.
You guys agree with that?
I do.
Yeah. I think it makes sense that, like you said, the contract where it's at because it takes 2 years to fix a dead cap team. And Kwesi did it in the 2 years, right? So you look at the final 2 years we're coming in. If we don't make a window within these 5 years, the next 2 years is going to be about fixing cap. There is no future for this team in 5 years. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah.
Right. Because then we're going to be, if J. McCarthy is something, we're going to have to extend him in that 5th year. Right. He's going to make the big money. If he's something, we're out of JJ's contract in that 5th year. So
For sure. And
We will enter cap hell. We will enter cap hell at some point because we do have some talent on this roster. Thanks to this regime that we have right now that is starting to build a decent roster for us, we're actually going to have players that are going to come up and need contracts. And at some point, we will be in cap hell. But I'm not thinking about 5-6 years down the road. I'm thinking, okay, this is the route they're going. We got to go after a Super Bowl. And just like most Super Bowl teams, except for like the Chiefs or the Patriots, they go down a little bit after winning the Super Bowl because you go all in and then you kind of let some of that go after you win the Super Bowl. So I do expect it to come crashing at some point, but I do think that we have a chance to get there before it happens.
Mm-hmm. So you're looking.
I'm just glad we've established that we were probably at 40 million and we got him for 35. So the 5 million a year is the discount he gave for the world-class facilities we have. Cool.
So
Cool.
I was joking about 40, bro.
and Peterson, Jay's gone in 2020, and I'm okay with him being gone in 2000. What is his age in 2029?
Who?
He's gonna be 30. He's gonna be damn near 30.
He'll be 29. He'll be 29, going to be 30. Yeah.
Yeah, going to be 30. And I'm okay with that. We paid the wide receiver in his prime years, and then all right, we didn't pay as long as we're not paying him 35, 40 million a year when he's 29, 30 years old. Then that's what made me mad. Would make me.
I'm
mad.
okay with trading him in 27 if somebody wants him. Give him those last 2 years. I'm okay with that. I want him in the window where he's getting 8, 15, and maybe one other big year. Trade him then. He'll still be worth
And
something.
yet, I can see us in the 3rd year of this contract talking about extending him.
Or not. We don't know. We haven't really figured out how this regime is going to handle that stuff. That would definitely be the old regime.
But I do think they will end up extending him, or at least attempting to smooth out those last 2 years of the cap and bring that down a little bit. Because I think by that time, he's not going to be a $35, $40 million player. So we could probably extend him, maybe in the 20s and then smooth out those numbers. So I do need to see an extension, just the same way we kept extending Kirk, was to keep smoothing it out until, finally, okay, we'll pay the $28 million and let him go.
And shit, 2027, he might be at 13% of the cap then,
That's scary.
It's scary. We just had him.
Yes.
We just had him at 3 and 5% for the first 2 years. Then he's probably going to be at around 10 in that third year, and it could jump up to 13 in that fourth year.
Right. Who cares?
That's not a bad contract.
It's not a bad contract.
For what they had to do, I'll agree that's not bad. And I don't exactly know how the bonuses work. I saw he has like a $500,000 per game bonus for being active. Ronaldo, do you have any insight on that from anything that you've tuned into?
What was it? 5 what? 5 the bonus what?
The bonus $500,000 per active game. Like, does that mean if he's injured or out of a game, he doesn't even get paid $500,000? Do we save $500,000? Or like,
what I understand is that you save the $500,000 on those games. He's making way more than that per game right now. I can't remember what the terminology is called, and I'll look it up in a minute. I wasn't prepared for that, to be honest with you, but I have it here somewhere. And I'll give me a minute. You guys keep talking. I'll find it and I'll get right back to you.
Yeah, but like say he gets injured, he misses like 8 games. Did we just save $4 million?
Yeah, I do believe so.
Okay.
So
I mean, they did some stuff to kind of protect them from injury as well as giving all that guaranteed money.
And it's $250K per workout bonus.
Right. Let me address a comment Unc just made about. I think he's exaggerating, but by 2028, the cap's going to be $100 million higher than it is right now. It took 12 years for that cap to go up $100 million. And I looked at Spot Rack and overthecap.com. Can't remember which one, but they're projecting a $10 million cap raise next year.
That's good.
And I don't know how accurate they are, but yeah, that doesn't lend to. Just saying.
10, 20, 30 million, 40 million by 2027.
Okay, well, I think what some people are forgetting is the number went up a lot this year, and it's been going up a lot because of COVID. Like they're getting the numbers back because they didn't go up a lot during that period. So now it's kind of making up for that. So I don't think this was a record growth this year. I think the number that the cap jumped up, and we're not going to have that every year. But yeah, in 2028, it's probably going to make $35 million. Not seem that much, because I saw something 4 years ago. Amari Cooper was the highest paid wide receiver at $20 million a year, and now he is the 20th highest paid just 4 years later.
Yeah, it went up 32 mil because of the TV deals that they signed off with.
Right, but they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. Amazon's going to keep paying for Thursday Night Football, and we're sneaking in Fridays now. But here's the reality: you can't look at it in terms of millions of dollars. You got to look at it in a percentage. It went up 13% from 233 to 255. So yeah, it was like 15 or 20 million. But you got to look at it in percentages. And guys, as that cap keeps going up, what I see that they're projecting is somewhere between 7 and 10 every year. Not the same 13 we got this year, but 10% of 255 is 25 million. 10% of 275 is 27 million. So if they continue to do that 7 to 10 move in the next 3 years, you are talking, I know it sounds like a lot, but you are talking somewhere around $75 to $100 million over the course of the next 4 years by the time his big numbers hit in. I guarantee they were thinking of that. That is not something that gets by the guys that we have in our war room right now. That is how that goes. And you got to look at it in percentages. You really do.
Robbie B. My man, Robbie B. Slinging out.
I hope that dude don't have to touch nothing for 2 years.
Just slinging out the numbers.
Fish is not leaving the cap wizard.
If I wanted to coach, that's the guy I want.
He wants a cheeseburger today and pay you tomorrow.
Robbie B, I wish we could just like lay him off for a couple of years.
He's helping Quessy out pretty good right now. He got rid of him.
Yeah.
Even
I don't know. I
Oh.
think Quasi helped himself by cutting a lot of fat over the last 2 years and making a lot of moves that wasn't very popular.
Oh yeah, he had to make those moves.
Because I'm sure that Robbie B with his WAP was probably right there behind Quasi going, you really don't have to get rid of him. If you think about it, I could just do a little magic and make this thing kind of go away for another year or two. And Quasi was like,
Quesi's asking Robbie B, so where does the 2 go on this? Okay, now I'm learning.
He's like, can you show me this on PFF?
Yeah.
Do they have a calculator?
what up, Leonard? Skol, buddy.
You're
What's
coming
up,
in,
fellas?
baby. You look like yourself again.
Oh, damn, Leonard. Yeah, this
Getting there.
offseason is kind of aging the beard. You're growing pretty
I'm
fast, man.
not deceived one bit. I'm not impressed.
Oh yeah. Fish is still mad from this week when I told him he'd rather have Rager over JJ.
You did tell him
Rager
that.
didn't have that one great touchdown.
Yeah.
That might have pissed me off more than it pissed him off.
And let me just tell you something. Considering how he had 1/18th of the touchdowns and he was making only 1/35 of the money, maybe I would rather have him.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know.
Come at me now.
Yeah,
I think Rager has the ball intercepted more than he's caught the ball.
That might
When
be
the ball's-
true, and that's sad.
Yeah,
I tell you
'cause
what,
he
he
had
was
2 picks in that one game.
single-handedly influential in us getting down by 33 points and single-handedly influential in us coming back.
Fish is just mad about the signing because he's got no toys on defense.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not like far off from there, but I'm still happy about the sign.
Me too.
What did you say, Leonard? You said you're happy about the signing?
Oh yeah. I thought it was going to be about 37. I was thinking it was going to be a 4 to a 5 year deal. I was hoping for 5 because 5's easier to spread money and move it around, I think. But 4 years is a good deal. I mean, because we can, renegotiate. He'll only be 29 on that last year. So I don't know. You can, or you can trade him. I mean, we'll see where we're at when that time comes. But I think
If history repeats itself, it's going to happen in 2 years.
yeah.
Or
I mean, it could.
We could extend Christian Darrisaw and front load his contract.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know they will.
Makes sense to me.
I mean, yeah, because then you got him cheap when he's, definitely in his prime. Yeah.
So speaking of that, since they cut Jefferson's cap hit down $11 million this year, which now puts them around $27 million. Guys, they're not going to sit on $27 million all year. So, like, what do you guys think they're going to do? Do you think that there's another move out there? Which there's not a lot of free agents out there, but do you think it's possibly they might try to trade for a big name who maybe is on the last year of their contract, and it doesn't look like the other team's going to have the cap money to sign them, but maybe we will. Maybe they get a free agent, or do we start signing some of our own? What do you think, Lenny?
I mean, Bynum, I think needs to be re-signed. I think he's a key part of this defense. I really grew to enjoy his play last year, and I think he will flourish with another season under Flores. I think he's one that we need to re-sign. I know you brought up Bynum. I get it. I just don't.
Murphy.
Or yeah, Byron Murphy.
Oh, I thought you said Bynum. My bad.
No, yeah, no,
Yeah,
Byron.
that's cool.
Byron. But I mean, I don't know. We'd have to trade something. We're going to trade what? We're going to start trading 2026 picks now or something. I just don't know.
What do we got to
I just,
trade?
Why not?
We don't have a whole lot to trade for. I mean, who's really out there? Are we going to really trade for a Debo or a Tyler Lockett? That's just not something that we've done in the past. And that means that indicates that we're in a win now mode, because why are we trying to go 3 deep?
I think we are. With this contract. I think that we are not win now. I think our window is starting to open. I don't think it's win now necessarily. And Tyler Lockett, I mean, I think he could be had for like a 5th round pick, but you got to pay him $14 million this year.
Which
Well, we have the cap now.
We do. So that's why he could be an option. But Cody, is there anybody out there that you would give up our 1st rounder next year for to make a trade?
Oh man, not pick till the 4th round, 5th round. That's tough.
Well, no, we're gonna get the 3rd round comp, and we might get something from Atlanta.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I wouldn't trade our 1st round because I know there's guys like Patrick Surtain and there's Marshall.
I thought for sure you were gonna take the Surtain bait.
I know, but I didn't want to. I don't want to give it away because if I'm going to re-sign someone, I can re-sign Cam, or I can let Cam walk in free agency, and I can use that 1st round pick for another safety, or use that whatever we get from the tampering charges to get another safety to play alongside Metellus. I mean, I would rather extend Christian Darrisaw right now. I think you got JJ's contract is backloaded. You front load Christian Darrisaw's contract, keep him while he's in his prime, and then when the big money comes out for JJ, the small money comes out for Christian Darrisaw, and it offset those 2 big contracts offset themselves, so you can still save some money in the future. That's what I would do.
Kidding me? What do you guys think about this comment by Dylan? Sorry to stop the momentum here. Do you guys really think there's a chance that we end up in the top 10 next year in the draft?
No.
No, I have us at 12 again.
What did you say?
If we get
12 to 15, somewhere in there.
I thought you said 12 wins.
Oh no. We ain't there. Sam Darnold's still our quarterback 1. We ain't there yet.
But you gotta think that Sam Darnold's better than Dobbs and Mullins. And I think our roster got better. We won 7 last year with those guys. Okay, maybe we won 3 with them, but we won 7 games last year playing 4 quarterbacks.
I think Sam Darnold and Mullins kind of have the same arm, just whatever decision, whoever makes the smarter decisions and the smart decisions making process. Darnold may be edging him out just a little bit, but
Darnold's got more power.
I need to start writing down all these names
power.
like Dylan, James Patrick, Brian Peterson, all these guys saying like 5, 6 wins, 3 wins. Like, I want to see where they are when we're having this show the day before our first playoff game of the year.
I'm trying.
I'll be with them. I'm saying 7. So I mean,
I'm
gonna tell you right now, Keith. There's not a chance in hell that I would give up our 1st round pick for anybody, and I'll tell you why.
I want to hear why.
We're not going to have a draft call, and I'm not.
Oh, we can have a draft call, and we'll make fun of everybody's pick.
The guy I really would want to trade, it'd probably be for Tyler Lockett, and then I would get him here, extend him into void years, drop that 14.8 off, make it like maybe $3 million cap or dead cap, then another $3 million dead cap. That way you got a wide receiver at 3 at $7 million, and then we don't have to worry about the wide receiver 3. And he's only going to be playing 1 year. He's 30. How old is he? 34, 32?
33.
Yeah, 33. He's only playing 1 year. So, like, you just spread the 3-3 on 2 dead caps is fine.
Shaq, if we're going to start signing our own players, let's take Darrisaw out of the equation because we know that that's something that's going to happen. Would you work on Byron Murphy, Harrison Phillips, Cam Bynum, or Theo Jackson? Shaq on a delay.
Just thinking.
I think he's.
what you said? It was, like,
Cody's kicked in, baby.
I said, of our own players, which one would you prioritize for us to sign? Byron Murphy, Harrison Phillips, or Cam Bynum?
oof. None.
Or are you letting them all walk?
I'm in Shaq's.
Them all. Like, sheesh. I mean, I would say Cam Bynum, but I don't know how he's gonna keep performing at the level he did last year, because safeties could perform at a high level and then drop off like Anthony Harris did. So it's kind of like,
Where's his wife at?
I think his worry about Cam Bynum is he performs like Anthony Harris, which he has been, and then he gets a bag somewhere else. And I don't want to pay him that bag if he's going to be.
I'm going to disagree with that because Anthony Harris was I don't think Harris didn't play great. He just had like 7 interceptions, and that made him look like he was great. And if you watch that season, every single interception was like thrown right to him. It's not like he went and made an athletic play. He was like just back there 10 yards behind the receiver, right there in his chest.
Overrated, 100%.
Well, we tagged him and we paid him $14 million, and he played on that. And didn't really play that well. I think we can get Bynum for $5. I think we can get Bynum for like $7-8 million a year.
I think Bynum's going to get a bag. I think he's going to want a bag.
He's still a safety though. It's not a position. It's not a position of
yeah.
Bag. So
No.
I mean, yeah, he'll get money, but I think he fits the defense. He's still young, and I think he's earned it. Like he's the guy that you want on your team that's going to do it. I do still think. I mean, I don't know if this is really. If I had a hot take for the year, if you look at the position groups right now, what do we do before the season opens with that 27? Yeah, we signed one of our guys. It might be Bynum. I would probably say out of the guys that we talked about, it is Bynum, but. I feel great about our position groups all across. There's competition in every one of them. The one that has the least amount of competition is wide receiver. We do not have wide receiver. And you can, in my opinion, we need more competition at that wide receiver 3, 4, 5 spot. And it could be a traditional Kwesi kind of signing where it's a high first, second, third round draft pick out of 2020, the guy in his last year of a contract. It doesn't necessarily have to be Debo or T. Higgins or one of those guys. I wouldn't be surprised terribly if it was, but I'm not thinking it's going to be that. I think it's going to be someone kind of out of left field that just is in the wrong system, not making it on the right team, that traditional Kwesi kind of signing, and it's going to be a real competition. We need more competition at that spot. That's my take.
So here's the question, though. Do you think maybe, just maybe, Kwesi might play a little chicken, though, and wait for the trade deadline?
Yeah. No.
See how we're doing if we're competitive first before he goes all in with that $27 million? That would be the smart move.
I think the smart move is somewhere in the middle of training camp.
Somewhere smart move? Why would that be the smart move?
Why wouldn't it be?
No. I'm talking about Chris's idea of waiting until like the trade deadline to use that money. Why would that be the smart move?
So they get used to
because you're close enough to having your complete roster right now. $27 million could get you somebody or two people that could push you right over the edge if you're close. Imagine you trade, you get somebody for $27 million. Your quarterback ends up being a pile of skunk piss, and okay, I guess we're going to be an 8-win team, and we just blew through that $27 million versus kind of feeling it out, seeing how we're doing. And if we're close to being in playoff contention, okay, let's roll.
I at least get where you're coming from, but I don't agree because when I say I want to trade for like a big name player, I want to trade for a big name player that we're going to trade for and extend. I don't want to pick up a mercenary in the middle of the season that we're going to give $15 million to.
I think we pick up a big name player we're going to extend. I think that Darisol's gone.
I'll tell you what. I'll meet you in the middle. Make it Vita Van. I'm down.
I'm down on that.
I'll be down for that.
I'm down. I
don't think anybody here would be denying that one.
I'll be all like, I'm good with the JJ signing. I'm great with it. Fine. Let's go.
Ronaldo, you said we need more competition at receiver. There's not a lot of free agents out there. Mecole Hardman was one of them, and he just re-signed with the Chiefs. So the two that I was looking at that's still out there that I might be interested to bring in would be Hunter Renfrow or Michael Thomas. Either of them do anything for you as far as competition?
Michael Thomas is the guy that does it for competition. Now, I know he's been hurt for flipping 12 years, but I think he's the guy. He's a traditional Kwesi kind of signing, right? He's a guy that was a real high draft pick that had a lot of clout, showed some NFL skill. And if somehow we catch lightning in a bottle, we get him cheap and he's healthy, that's a guy that could actually be a solid number 3. I wouldn't expect him to be a number 1 like he was in his heyday, but that's a guy that could get 40, 50, 60 big catches and fill in until we get our tight end situation back to where it's going to be, which is a whole nother conversation we can have, but we're going to have, I'm sure. But I would like to see a third wide that really pushes it because I don't have any confidence in Naylor. I like Powell, but Powell's our third guy, right? That's who's kind of in that spot right now. I like the guy, but he's not. Come on. Somebody's got to push a little harder on him. I think we need one more guy in that room.
So You saying this? Then Cody, I'll let you talk. But you saying this, and we're looking like Hunter Renfrow, Michael Thomas, because we feel we need competition at wide receiver 3. You think maybe we should have kept KJ?
Yes. The answer is yes, straight up. He did the dirty work. He did a great job of it, and I wouldn't mind that. I just really wouldn't mind that. And when he stepped up, he stepped up. He had those games, so I think he was underrated. I think they would have liked to keep him.
I agree with you. I think he played good as the third option. Like he was there, he made big first downs, but when they tried to put him in that number 2 role, it just didn't work out. And I think people got a little bit of bad taste in their mouth from that. So what were you gonna say, Cody?
I mean, I would like Michael Thomas to be on this team. But what Michael Thomas are we getting? Are we going to get possibly a toxic Michael Thomas, or we're going to get back in the day Michael Thomas where he caught 130 balls or not? Like
we're not going to get him catching 130 balls. That's not.
I know he's not going to catch 130. But am I going to get a guy that's going to complain a lot, argue a lot about not getting the ball because he's third on the chart? Is he that kind of guy? Is he like what's his mentality at right now? And why is he still a free agent? Why isn't he signed with anybody?
Yeah, that's the big worry with Thomas, that and the injuries. Like, I think Thomas is by far the best receiver available because he's such an elite possession receiver. He doesn't have the speed. He's not going to burn you deep, but on a 3rd and 5, he's going to catch the ball.
Slant guy.
So
I know. Dylan's like, all Thomas does is run slants. What do you want your wide receiver 3 to do?
Right.
But I mean, is the slant even in our game plan? I can't remember the last time we threw one.
Preach. I don't either.
Because we didn't have a quarterback that could throw over the middle, or one that was willing to.
Peterson, you're either talking to your wall or you're talking to yourself because we heard you for the millionth time. This team sucks. We got it.
When you respond to him, it kind of sounds like he's talking to you.
The wall is not talking back, I promise you. The wood panels on your trailer house is not saying anything back to you, buddy. Let's just calm it down.
Hey,
Dylan, you're just saying like routes.
Slant off a 7-step drop, but
Kirk wasn't thrown over the middle.
Well, what I expect from a wide receiver 3 is, somebody like Debo or Percy Harvin. If we can get a receiver to do what they did, then it's all be unstoppable. Because you got Jay doing all the deep intermediate routes. You got Addison doing all the deep intermediate routes. You just need somebody underneath who's going to break tackles like a running back.
Hey, would our window be open if somehow they just went crazy and traded for Debo? Would our window be open right now? Right now. Would it be open? It'd be
wide open. Wide open.
We'll be paying $65 million for 2 receivers. I would love that. I don't know. I'll do it for 1 season, bro. I'll do it for 1 season. That's it. It's an all-in one time. I'm not signing no long-term $65 million for 2 receivers.
Look at Fish. Fish is just in such disappointment right now.
1 season, baby.
Yes,
I gotta have Vita Vea as part of this
to make that move.
You find a way to get Vita Vea on the team, and you guys can do whatever the hell you want. I don't even care.
I'm with you, Fish. I'm with you.
I don't think that's going to happen. We just signed an extension recently, and they got Cansey, and they got them 2 together. Like, that's their line. Like, when Leonard said it, Leonard said it a few days ago that Vita Vea would be his guy in the Discord. So I went and did some research, and I don't see that being a possibility because I think they like him. The Bucks are a playoff team. So it was nice to think about.
It's a pipe dream. It's a pipe dream. It ain't going to happen. But if we were to do anything, that would be my – like, I think we need to get – if we're going to do anything, it needs to be defensive tackle.
Okay, so here's the deal. Realistic. You get Linval Joseph and Calais Campbell. You guys can do whatever you want. I'll be happy.
Well, go ahead and take my thunder.
Yeah, you can get Linval Joseph, Calais Campbell, Xavier Howard, and probably Stephon Gilmore, 27 mil. Like, you can get all 4 of those guys. Like, it's crazy. 27 mil is a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
If you're looking at, we'll say $9 mil a player for 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And you're going to be there.
38-year-old players, 40-year-old players, no problem. We can sign all 3 of them.
I almost don't want another cornerback. I kind of wanted to see what we got with the guys that we have. And that's the thing when I was going through and doing some research on this and see what free agents were out there. So I, make a list of potential guys. I was like, I don't want any of these guys more than what we already have on our roster. I'd rather let these younger guys play and see what we got in them. There's not too many out there. It's like, oh yes, this is a definite upgrade. Like this is another 2 wins on the season. Like it's not out there.
It's legit competition. It's legit. That is a competitive room. No one's great, but it's a competitive room.
And was that Arkansas kid showing up at all?
No. Theo Jackson's showing up over a Caleb Evans. I can tell you that right now.
You love the Caleb Evans, brother. Look
he loves shitting on a Caleb Evans.
Isn't Jackson a safety?
Theo Jackson picked off
Theo Jackson is a safety, and he still shitted on him with them.
He's like, we're going to play 5 safeties and 1 cornerback in the slot, man. That's what we're doing.
Flores, man, he might.
He might.
But yeah, like we're trending towards becoming one of those teams that eventually doesn't sign free agents. We sign our own players. Like I think that's kind of the direction that we're headed in. To be honest, like I think next year we might, go out in free agency because we're gonna have some money and we're not gonna have a lot of draft capital, so we're gonna have to get into it. But I think this team wants to get into the business of drafting and re-signing their own players and keeping it together.
Yeah, I think next year they go after one big free agent next year. And I think it's going to be on that defense line, and it could be Vita Vea, the guy.
Stop talking dirty to me, Cody.
Hey, I'm just saying, it's probably could be that one. Because we signed how many free agents this year? It's unheard of how many free agents we signed. You signed like 3 to maybe 5 free agents. We're overboard this year. And those guys are in some good contracts, right? Next year, we're going to have all this cap money. I think it's going to be one big player on the defensive side that erases half the field or erases half the playing time.
I don't know, man. I'm feeling like Quasi's playing money. I feel like Quasi's playing money ball.
I got you, Shaq.
Sorry, Shaq. I feel like Quasi's playing money ball, where they try and keep a level amount of guys in each of these rooms, where there's not, some of them aren't necessarily superstars, but there's nobody that sucks. Like it's our offensive line is kind of like that. We get great.
The fuck.
I'm full of shit that he's saying.
What you got in that garage?
He's like, Rinaldi, I'd like a word with you.
Yeah. But I think Quase is playing money ball with a lot of position groups, and I think that's what he does with defense, the middle of both the offensive and defensive line, and that if they're middle of the pack, adequate guys, he'll live with them. I think his big signings will be in skill position groups. But that's my take. Shaq, I'm sorry about that.
But I was just saying, I think Vita Vea just re-signed with the Buccaneers, so I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon.
It is.
But Grady Jarrett from the Falcons, coming off an injury, he might get cut, or we could probably trade for him. But I don't see the Falcons bringing him back.
Is Grady a nose?
He's like kind of like Chris. He play nose and 3-tech.
So
he's on what? You said the Falcons? Maybe we trade him a 26th, 7th round pick for him. That's the compensation for the tampering.
How about you guys just give us him and we'll call it even?
Yeah.
Can you trade for an injured player? I don't think you can. Only free agent. They don't.
It's always like the Reno parade, man. With all his facts. So we kind of talked about it, but do you guys consider our Super Bowl window now open? Or if not, like what stage of building the window are we in right now, Cody?
We're at the part where we unlock it.
Oh,
we're not even opening it yet. We're just doing the tabs first, and then we're gonna crank on it a little bit. 'Cause, got those old windows that don't get up there. It takes a lot of strength to get there. And I think depending on what JJ McCarthy does, like if he even sees the field or shows a little bit of glimpse of future or a little bit of glimpse of hope, that's when the strength comes up, and then it goes wide open. But I think we're just starting. We're just unlocking the tabs. It's still hot as fuck in the house, right?
Are your windows painted closed?
Yeah. What up, Dylan? Dylan, how you feeling about that question about our Super Bowl window?
I mean, as far as the Super Bowl window goes, I feel like it's all up to the quarterback. Like we have literally everything we need. It's just up to finding out like who JJ McCarthy is. At the end of the day, this season with Sam Darnold, I mean, I don't know what to expect. I'm hoping we get the number 3, overall pick out of Sam Darnold. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I don't know what to think. I don't have expectations because I don't know who JJ McCarthy is. So once we kind of get a look at that, that will kind of give us the idea of where we're at. If he can come in and kind of be like a Jalen Hurts and do all the right things for us, then hey, we can be fucking elite and at a big Super Bowl window. But if he comes in and he struggles, then we're kind of set back a little bit.
David, bring all that unbridled optimism right out and hit everybody in the face with it.
I'm coming with it, but I still have us at 9 wins right now because I think that's just a median landing spot. I would not be surprised after 50 years of watching Viking football that this is one of those years where nobody expects shit and we end up stealing 12, 13 games and going deep into the playoffs with a quarterback that we have no idea what we got. I would not be surprised if this is an open crack window of a Super Bowl. I'm not predicting it. I got us at 9 wins. I prefaced it with that. But I'd be way more shocked if we ended up at 4 or 5 wins than we ended up at 12 or 13. Way more.
Kind of like the Texans and the Jaguars, right?
Right. That's fair.
Jack, are you going to step out there and be one person out of this whole group to say, our window is open now?
So I'll say after you let Kurt walk out the door, you open up, you get some fresh air. So he left the place all stinking, and we got to get some fresh air in the building. So now we got Sam Darnold, and we drafted JJ McCarthy. Sam Darnold got a little stink on him, but right now we got the window open. He's gonna watch JJ McCarthy is gonna watch Sam Darnold do and what not to do, and learn from him while KOC works on building up his QB whisperer skills and building a scheme so he can see what works and what doesn't work while JJ is all watching and processing. So I feel like our window is actually open. It's going to open right now.
So are you saying that signing Sam Darnold and bringing him in, the stink he has on him, is kind of like if a dog got sprayed by a skunk and come back in the house?
Yeah, you kind of got to wash him of all that stink. Give him a new coat.
Gotcha. Leonard, somebody say it's open. We're going, baby. We're rolling.
If we make a big trade for a position that's going to solidify that position, whether that be a third wide receiver or defensive tackle or even a top tier cornerback, if we trade for like a Surtain or something. If we do one of those 3 things, I say we're in it. But if we don't, it's cracked. You can smell it. You can smell it. You can smell the nice cool breeze, but it's, the same thing as everybody else has been saying.
I guess I'm going to be the one to say it without any caveats, without any if this happens, without any maybe. I'm going to be the one to say it. There's no way in hell we've got a Super Bowl window this year. It's next year, fellas.
So the window tabs they just unlocked.
We're looking outside right now. We're seeing the weather's really nice out there, but we're checking weather.com to see if we should bring a raincoat, and we're not going out till tomorrow. So there's still some more things that need to be done.
Yeah. I like how James Kane is laughing. One player. The one player on the team is the quarterback. That's it. Like if you look at the team, it got either the same or just a little bit better with the additions we have especially on defense. We added 4 pass rushers and we added 3 pass rushers in a line and a good linebacker, middle linebacker. Right? We added Kyrie Jackson and then we have Shaq Griffin out there playing corner. Right? We're still keeping Bynum and Metellus. Harrison Smith is still leading the defense. The team is good. We gave up Daniel Hunter for Van Ginkel, Cashman, and Greenard and Dallas Turner.
I feel like most of it isn't necessarily about how good we are and how good we got, but how good everybody around us got, and that's my big concern. Because we don't.
Hey, look, I hope that come week 12 or 14 or whatever, that we're on this call, maybe doing an aftercare, and y'all are saying, Fish, you were so wrong. You were so wrong. Why are you even on this call? I hope y'all get to say that. But right now, I'm telling you. Boys.
Brian Peterson said,
I think Griffin made our our cornerbacks were dog shit last year. Bad. And what Hager?
Hold on, Cody. I gotta take this real quick. I have to take this real quick. I gotta take this real quick, Cody. Because Fish doesn't get to do that. Who's got the feedback?
It's you.
Chill.
How?
You motherfucker.
Hey, we can hear you 3 times. It's okay.
You don't get to hope. I mean, you don't get to say that we're gonna do good, and then like when you all talk shit about me, I win either way.
Oh, I don't?
No, you don't get that. I'm not gonna.
The man has one arm.
Yeah, man. I've only got one arm, bro.
You do only have one arm.
Okay, gun show.
All right, so now that I got to reach for my mouse again and make my arm disappear.
You look like a fucked up Barbie doll.
Yeah, dude, that's weird.
I'm Knuff, Cody. I'm Knuff.
All my daughter's Barbie dolls are naked, so
"Whoa,
They never have any clothes.
Never.
Never.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're going to talk about one position group a week and grade them. And at the end of doing all the positions, we'll then do a 53-man prediction, which will be before preseason starts. And, seeing as how we're talking wide receivers, I guess this is where we'll start. Excuse me.
Is that what we're grading as wide receivers?
Yes.
One of my expertise.
Oh, wait a minute.
Okay. So last year we had 6 on the initial 53-man.
Okay.
All right, wide receiver 1 is obviously Justin freaking Jefferson. 6'1", 195. Wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 are locked with JJ and Addy. Do any of you have a dark horse that you think could make it into wide receiver 4?
Can we get a list of who all the wide receivers are for everybody?
Sure. Justin Jefferson, Ty James, Jordan Addison, Devron Harper, Brandon Powell, Tristan Jackson, Trent Sherfield, Thayer Thomas, Jalen Naylor, Lucky Jackson, Jashawn Jones, and Malik Knowles.
Who was the cat on special teams last year making them tackles downfield?
He's actually a cornerback. That was the other
Najee Thompson.
Najee Thompson.
Oh yeah.
And
all I remember is them yellow shoes, baby. Them yellow shoes were showing out.
Didn't Tristan Jackson play on special teams also?
He had some playing time towards the end of the season. Jackson. I've heard that Knowles was a free on UDFA last year. It was hurt. I've heard he's quick as shit.
I heard the same thing. I hear really good things about Malik Knowles. He played in a smaller division school too, but with a year under his belt, his stats, he's the only guy on the whole roster that's actually like a big dude too. So he's fast and big. He's 6'2". He can go up at the point of attack and grab some balls. I think that he's got some upside that a lot of people don't even know about that dude, based on what I heard.
Damn, I want to look into that dude.
Yeah. Are you good?
No,
my wide receiver 3. A lot of people are saying Powell for wide receiver 3. These mini camp and OTAs, the starting quarterback has been throwing to Trent Sherfield a lot, and he's been making plays a lot in OTAs and mini camp. I haven't heard much about Brandon Powell catching balls from the quarterbacks. unless it's in the one-on-ones. That's the only time, Paul, I think he's even gotten the ball. I don't think he's gotten the ball during 7-on-7s or 11-on-11s. It's been Trent Sherfield. I only know this because Trent Sherfield burned the shit out of Caleb Evans in the back of the end zone. And I saw him catch 3 more touchdowns.
You said, by the way,
those toe drag swag catches, like the sideline catches. And I'm happy. If we had a 1A and a 1B, I'd be okay. We don't need a wide receiver 3, but I think we have a 1, a 2, and we have a 3A, 3B. And my 3A is probably going to be Powell and 3B Sherfield. Sherfield, I think, is going to take that 3A spot. That's kind of scary knowing that we have a 3A, 3B. I just want a solidified 3 unless we have a 1A, 1B.
I just don't get how and this will be quick. I just don't get how Sherfield at 28 years old, after being on two or three teams, is going to just show all of a sudden, man. I don't get that. He's never really had it. He's never really done anything. But I'll shut up from there.
He's 20, I thought he was like a rookie.
He's 28 years old, bro.
Free agent.
Oh,
played on Buffalo last year. Had like 8 catches or something. Shit.
I like Brandon Powell, but I feel like I like him more as like a number 4 instead of like a number 3. Like he's like I want him to be like a sneaky number 4, not like a go-to number 3. And I feel like that's where he like made his money last year.
He was so clutch on third downs, though.
Bro, so clutch. Like I like the dude. Don't get me wrong, but can he hold that like wide receiver 3 fucking like go to
Slim Flamin.
And I'm not quite sure. Like we go to a 2x2 formation, I want him on the field. But if we only have 3 receivers on the field, I don't know.
So a couple of us, myself included, had some really high hopes for Jalen Speedy Naylor. And he's missing OTAs. He's sick. Maybe he got that ear infection from Hawk. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
he's a grown man who get ear infections.
Well, before we go to the Naylor sickness, we had a sickness today. Kyrie Jackson has an illness also. He missed today. He missed the final day. So there might be something actually going around.
You sure they're not holding
syphilis,
buddy?
And
as long as his hamstrings are fine, I'm good.
Nick Muse is also injured, like an injury. So I don't know what it is yet, but he's also injured.
I have a question.
You sure these guys out for a new contract? Because we can't prove that they're sick or injured. So I'm just saying they might more money.
I have a
all
question.
right, guys, hold on just a second. Pause.
I got a question, Fish.
I gotta say something to the head of my fan club. Alex Hortis, what the hell are you talking about, man? We got to round out the roster. We can't just talk about JJ and our quarterback every week. So, yeah, we need a wide receiver 3. You think about it. What are wide receiver 3s typically? Possession down receivers. And we need them to convert and get first downs. We ain't running the ball. We have not demonstrated the ability to run the ball and run for a first down. We got to have somebody that can get it. So we got to get as close to a complete roster as we can because we've got Sam Darnold and a rookie that we don't know nothing about yet.
Question for you guys. So this is for all you guys. So imagine you are in Madden 25 creating a player. And you're creating the Vikings' potential number 3 wide receiver. How would you build him? And what is more important to you with how our wide receivers are set up with, Jefferson and Addison? That's what we're going off of. Would you want a speedy receiver that takes the top off? Or do you want like a possession receiver?
6'10", 225.
Okay, you motherfucker.
I play Madden a lot. For my wide receiver 3, he's going to have a 99 short route running. He's going to have a 99 release, all right? And he's going to have a 99 speed, all right? 95 acceleration because I want that release to work. If you have a 99 acceleration and 99 release in Madden, it don't work. It glitches kind of. So you're gonna
Skol, Nick.
And I'm going to keep him at around 6 foot 5'11".
So you want the shorter wide receiver 3.
I want the short route runner.
Okay.
I want some guy to all he has to do is go 5 yards up and turn around.
Yep.
And he's a reliable.
I want KJ Osborne with like a half a second more speed, like a 0.5. That's who I want.
Oh yeah.
92.
So
I want N'Keal Harry, but he can actually catch a contested ball.
Right?
are we still keeping Addison JJ in that scenario?
Yeah, you have JJ, you have Addison. Now you need to get a third wide receiver to complement them.
So I'll go back to what I said earlier. I want a Debo type or a Percy Harvin type, somebody who could, go
Like
5
athlete.
yards like Cody said, then just
Do
he can
end
make plays
arounds.
on his own. Wright was doing. He's not going to be the one to take the defense, take the top off the defense. But in the middle of the field, you got to worry about actually tackling him because he can make you miss.
And I
That's
think
why
we
I
already
want
have
wide
2
receiver
guys. Yeah, we already have 2 guys that can take the top off, I think, right now. We've seen them. We've seen them take the top off. Like,
And they're not the fastest guys on the field, always on the field, but they can get
Step that
they
99.
get by you. They get by you. Yeah.
You know who
I
I would like
honestly
to be
think
our
our
wide
number.
receiver 3 is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
You got to be realistic to a wide receiver 3, Fish.
Okay, you just
I mean,
said Debo and
honestly,
Percy.
honestly, I think we're gonna use like 2 to 3 receivers. I think the best way to kind of have that number 3 is you got to have position. You got to have situational number 3 receivers. I think you need to have the short Brandon Powell types, and if the Malik Knowles can put it all together and get on the field, if he's as fast as he is and can catch the ball consistently, I think being able to move people around is going to be the best thing for that offense.
and I think a wide receiver 3, you normally put him in the slot, right? We have a guy that plays all 3 positions already. So you could technically, we probably don't. We just need someone that just can catch the ball for 5 yards because you're lining Jefferson up in the slot. You're going to need a dude on the outside, but that dude on the outside may not. All he has to do is take away a defender.
Could we see a running back as a wide receiver 3? Maybe leave Chandler on the field.
Maybe CJ Ham.
No, wide receiver 4 for that. Like you still need that for sure 3. I feel like.
CJ Ham, you saw that pass he caught.
At least for the beginning of the year without Hawk, like
I saw it, Fish.
Someone bring up Adam Thielen's contract this year and next year. I need to see them.
Got to be huge still, I think.
Yeah, probably massive. I wouldn't mind having Adam Thielen back. That's
I'd love to. Yeah.
So I kind of
could you just imagine the headlines of the hometown boy is back?
Honestly, Adam Thielen kind of rubbed me the wrong way the way he left. So
$8 million.
I'd be a little happy if he came back, but he kind of pisses me off.
Man, you really thought Carolina was in a win now situation,
ABP of $8 million, 8.3.
It sounded
Would you
good.
trade him a 7th or a 6th? The Panthers, hey,
damn right.
I don't think the Panthers are going to give up on him though, because they have a young quarterback.
Yeah, they need him.
We'll see. They need that. But I kind of agree with Letty about we need that wide receiver by committee approach. Kind of like depending on the situation we're in. We can have a tall receiver, or we can have Cam coming out the backfield because he did catch some passes in OTAs, or we can have. Damn it, I keep forgetting the Packers running back name that we signed.
Aaron Jones.
Yeah. Aaron Jones. You can have Aaron Jones out the backfield, Ty Chandler. You could have Nick Muse, N'Keal Harry. All these weapons could be a wide receiver 3 or 4. And I feel like kind of like wide receiver 3. An actual wide receiver 3 is a luxury.
Hey, Shaq, don't worry about remembering his name. He won't be able to run that many times. You're never going to remember his name.
Oh,
Shaq got too much therapy.
Shot.
Dakota came up with a good question. He said, how do you guys feel about the N'Keal Harry's wide receiver change? I feel bad for him because Robert Tunnion's been fucking taking the roof off in OTAs and minicamp. The dude's been on fire. So now, like, he just switched the position to now he definitely can't get him in. You got 3 ahead of you now. You got Tanyan, Oliver, and then Hawkinson when he comes back, and probably Munt or Muse. I think but Muse is hurt right now. But I think Muse takes over that. Like, I feel bad for N'Keal Harry.
Yeah. Yep, and he can't even blame it on a catastrophic injury.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of ASU wide receivers.
All right, guys. So based on how you see our wide receiver room shaking out, I believe we're going to be doing this like A, B, C, D, F. No pluses, no minuses. I think that's how we did it last year. So grade our wide receiver room. Let's start with you, Shaq.
I give it an A. I mean, we got
He's
the
the
best
force.
in the game. We got the top. I'll say a top 5, top 10 wide receiver 2 in the league. So I give our wide receiver room an A, no matter who our wide receiver 3 is.
Fair enough. What do you say, Lenny?
There's not much else to say. Shaq said it. You got the best receiver in the league with Addison, who's really good too. So
You gonna have a difference of opinion? Well, Dylan?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's like an A minus. I feel like it would be an A plus plus if we had a like more solidified wide receiver 3, but we have 2 very very good wide receivers. So I guess how good Jefferson is, and Addison's better than your typical 2. So I feel like that kind of outweighs, what the 3 is. And then at the end of the day, I guess Hawkinson is supposed to be our true number 3. Like we're not supposed to have a number 3 because we need a true number 3.
He's a tight end, though, man. We're gonna grade them later.
No.
Yep,
I
they
know,
get their own grade.
and he's not a part of the grade, But I'm just saying our wide receiver 3 isn't like the Arizona Cardinals wide receiver 3. Like we're not relying on our wide receiver 3 as much. So, yeah, I'd A minus.
Rinaldi? See, I just said no pluses, no minuses.
Oh my
Dylan
bad.
be like,
I'm not
look,
listening.
Dylan's like, you know what? After I'm done with this call, I'm going to go tear the tag off my mattress, fish. That's how I'm feeling about you.
Oh, I was drunk. Jesus.
One beer.
All right. I do not like our depth. If one of our first 2 guys goes down, we are in trouble big time, and I will give them a C until they make it a B.
A C?
A fucking C, a flipping C until they make it.
So
a
we
B.
just paid Justin Jefferson $140 million for our room to be a C? He can't elevate it?
It's a room.
He doesn't do anything to elevate that grade? How can you have a C with Justin Jefferson on your team?
That C is huge. It'd be an F without him.
I'm gonna tell you why.
An F with Addison?
Yeah.
I mean,
You're off your rocker.
on.
You need to go take a timeout, Rinaldi. Go reevaluate your life, like Dakota said.
Without JJ, our wide receiving room is an F. Like, here's a D. Like, yeah, Rinaldi's right. Like,
well, no. I'm gonna tell you why. Then you're gonna be wrong too, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because you guys just agreed with Brian Peterson. He gave him a C. Brian Peterson, they gave us a top. They gave us 10th, and now it's a C. That was before we knew we even re-signed. We were going to be able to re-sign Justin Jefferson. We thought we were going to trade him.
Well, Rinaldi, Brian Peterson, 2 peas in a pod.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They get along so well.
2 C's in a pod.
if you take Jefferson out of our wide receiver room, we have one of the worst rooms in the league.
I'm giving it an A right now because I'm telling you right now what Kevin O'Connell said during OTAs about Jordan Addison, which we'll get there. I'm going to tell you what he said about Jordan Addison, and it's really good. Let's just put it out there. It's like, get your popcorn ready because this wide receiver core that we have right now, the 1 and 2, it's I'm going to say we're going to be top 5 in the league with our 2 wide receivers, and I think we had the best wide receiver in the league, hands down, which it definitely sends us to an A no matter what. He can single-handedly take over a game. We watched it during the Lions, the NFC conference champion team that they played with. Go. Sorry, my daughter's going to go. I'll give it to you later. All right. Daughter came in. I think Justin Jefferson watching during that Lions game, how he single-handedly took that game over with Nick Mullins as his quarterback. Instantly gives us an A. No matter what.
It's a 17-game season. It's a
17-game
season.
It's 1 versus 3 all the time with Justin Jefferson. He still gets 1,000 yards and misses 8 games.
even without Jefferson in our wide receiver room, I still give it a C because how did we do without Jefferson last year? We still played pretty well. Wasn't fantastic, but we still played well. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, we can fight about it.
I mean, if we would have had Kirk the whole time and not Dobbs, Mullins, and Hall without Jefferson, I think we would have been fine. I think we would have made the playoffs. So to say that we're a C with Jefferson, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Dylan doing?
All right, here's my grade.
I'm celebrating.
I almost thought about being as harsh as Rinaldi, but I'm going to call him a B. And let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because of all those first downs and not enough touchdowns out of that whole group. Not enough touchdowns out of our wide receivers.
Then who scored our touchdowns last year, Fish? Because it damn sure wasn't our running backs.
It wasn't, I mean, tight ends.
What he wanted.
You know what?
I'm
I'd
gonna call
rather
him a
have
B.
my receivers getting yards and touchdowns. That's why, I like to joke around and say, oh, JJ only gets 8 to 10 touchdowns. I don't care if he's got 2,000 yards. If he's getting us into the 5-yard line, if we got a running back that can finish, that's what you need. So I'd rather have my
A lot of
receivers
times
get 1,500 yards than 10 touchdowns.
I don't know what our ranking was in the red zone, but I don't think it was really good. We weren't
was
converting.
Well, I think we got rid of pretty much our whole red zone offense from last year.
And we had a quarterback
We
five.
turned the ball over. We kicked field goals.
We had a
So
quarterback five half.
all those guys are gone, Fish.
You pessimistic bastard.
You tank top wearing, you're not even in Arizona, motherfucker. I'm just kidding.
See, Fish's employee called out today, and Fish had to do all the work by himself, and he's fucking grumpy today. He's taking it out on us.
He's gonna be happy when I come visit Nashville, though. I tell him that.
Guess what, Fish? It's 110
By force.
Yeah, by
He's going to be happy by force.
It is
Cody,
4 in the morning.
what'd you put in my drink? I didn't put nothing in there, Fish.
4 in the morning, Fish on a live call. Welcome to Vikings.
Dustin Hanson. With
Who the hell
Dodgers
is Dustin Hanson?
That's
With
what
the
he's
Los
about.
Dodgers.
Why would we grade the Lions? It's an F. Give them a
Yeah.
horrible dog shit.
It's trash.
I think he wants to say that they don't have a wide receiver 3 either.
I mean,
They got a who's their wide receiver 2?
Their wide receiver 3 is
Jameson Williams?
Be Jameson, yeah.
Hmm.
But I'd
Never heard of her.
I give the Lions a B. They're more wide receiver by committee.
I don't get how Goff threw for 4,500 yards. I blew my mind.
No. Yeah, I don't think they're better than their wide receivers.
Well, 1,500 of it went to St. Brown.
I mean, they got Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams, and then Reynolds. So would you take Williams or Amon-Ra?
Oh, Reynolds, Josh, the guy that put up 120 yards on Caleb Evans.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I remember that one.
Cody just loves to dig on Evans, man.
He's shitting all over.
Boy, when the day happens when Evans gets cut, Cody's going to have a serious hole in his life that he's going to need to fill.
Hot take. Evans starts this year. Hot take.
So you think Evans
Yeah,
makes over
Laporta.
Griffin? Bro, Kyrie Jackson's starting, so I don't know how he's going to make it in there.
I think it's going to be we'll go on the cornerbacks probably next week.
Yeah. Let's do cornerbacks next week. I was just throwing shit at him. I like our starters better than Detroit starters any day of the week. I just don't like the room. I don't like the room as much.
I like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think he got a lot of yards because he commanded all the passes. He took all the targets from, and he runs the majority from the slot. I think he ran 80% from the slot last year. We looked at the numbers, and that's where the ball's coming to him from Jared Goff, right? And Jared Goff has no one else to throw to besides Laporta. If Laporta's not open, he throws to Amon-Ra. And good for Amon-Ra getting open from, it's pretty easy to get open from the slot. All you need is 5 yards to catch. Michael Thomas did it for 130 targets or 160 targets and 130 catches, right? I mean, I like our wide receiver room by far way more than the Lions.
And if you were to, I guess the difference between our room and the Lions wide receiver room is that Lions wide receiver room can be successful because they run the ball 60% of the time. Our room can be successful passing the ball 60% of the time. And I don't think it could. I don't think the Lions could flip, because every time they did flip last year and they forgot to run the football, they shit the bed. Literally every single time.
And the only other NFC North team that could rival us at a good wide receiver room would be what I'm going to agree with Hager for the first time is the Bears. I think the Bears rival. I can see them rivaling our wide receiver room. The Packers, they got a really young wide receiver room. I'm just not sure they're up to that big where we're at right now.
Are they still really young? Aren't they all like in their third or fourth year?
Yeah,
Second or
third.
Ours
Second,
is pretty goddamn
third.
young too. JJ's 24, Addison's 22, right? Am I wrong?
Powell's
Yeah,
the oldest one. Sherfield the oldest one.
Is Christian Watson better than Jordan Addison?
No.
No,
You
I
don't
don't
think
think
so?
so.
no.
Just as
Ask
a
the national
deep
media
guy.
that question. They keep praying for him to be better.
I mean, you can't make the field for more than 6 games a year. I mean, you got to make the field, man. I'm sorry, you got to play.
Yeah. And I think the Packers
I was
got
not
a good
expecting
deal.
that answer from you guys.
I'm just kind of mad that we drafted the wrong Michigan State wide receiver. We should have got Jaden Reed instead of Jalen Naylor. I think Nicardo got his players confused while pounding on the table. Like, I want this guy. Should have got Jaden Reed.
I wanted Jalen Hyatt last year, but
Yeah, he ain't doing that over there in New York.
no. But if he was in Minnesota,
what's your
if he
grade,
was in our
sir?
wide receiver room, if he was our number 3, hit him on a
You
drag
have yet
route,
to
flat
you have
route.
yet to shine the glow of your grade upon us, sir.
I don't need to. It's an A already. There's nothing I can make it an F. It's still an A.
Do the gritty, Dylan.
But I would call it an A because
pushing
of
Naylor, Alex.
we have JJ, we got Addison. That's one of the best combos. And then I think it was Unk that said it earlier. Nice, Dylan. I think it was Unk that said it earlier that there's only like 5 legit wide receiver 3s in the league. Now, maybe there's a couple more, but he's probably pretty close to right there. And Powell, we haven't got to see him do it for a whole season. Maybe he can be that guy because when he did step in last year, he played well. He only had like, I think 29 catches last year because that's all he was asked to do. But like out of those 29, 19 were either a first down or a touchdown. The guy's clutch. Like, we might be overthinking this, honestly, and honestly, we're just trying to talk and have something to talk about. I mean, Powell might just be that guy. So, like, I'm not really downgrading us because Powell's a wide receiver 3 when you got 2 studs in JJ and Addison. Regardless of what I think the guy should have been paid, he's still a stud.
I feel like
get that twisted.
I feel like Powell was able to get open because he was kind of forgot about.
I agree with that.
Like, defenses forgot about him, so we popped him, and he made use of it. As a wide receiver 3, you don't really get forgot about, especially when you play elite defenses. Because I feel
they usually put their cornerback 1 on the wide receiver 3.
Yeah,
no,
they're never gonna sit and
But you
scheme
might
for
see
the wide receiver 3.
wide receiver 3 is going to be whoever it is, and they're going to play well. I think we could put any player at the wide receiver 3 spot, and they're going to play well because we have Justin Jefferson. He commands 3 players on that defense. It's going to leave that wide receiver 3 open, or it's going to leave the tight end open because they're going to throw a safety on that the bracket so that no one covers the tight end.
I don't know, man. Well, I agree with what you just said, and I am not like a scheme guy, so I might be talking shit here. But at the end of the day, if you're playing like quarters or halves, and you see Brandon Powell out there and JJ or Addison, which guy are you going to lean to? To Dylan's point, I completely agree with what you just said. I'm not saying they forgot about him, but if you're going to lean towards a guy, it ain't going to be Brandon Powell in those situations. Come on.
like if you look back, KJ Osborne had how many game-winning touchdowns for us, or game-tying touchdowns for us? Can Brandon Powell, deliver the same thing for us?
KJ Osborne also disappeared for 8 games in a row. And then, oh, wait, there he is.
I mean, Powell did
I
catch
think
that
Powell
winning
had the
touchdown
game-winning
against the
touchdown
Falcons. Yeah, jinx, fucker.
So is Powell,
I win, bro. Don't talk.
Is Powell better than Osborne?
Lenny.
Is Powell better than Osborne?
No,
I thought so because Powell was a little more consistent. Powell
Different
was good
skill
for a
sets.
couple. He was good for a couple of third down conversions a game.
A couple.
And like I said, there were times where KJ just got nothing for weeks in a row. I pulled up his stats once, and it was like nothing. 6 catches.
Was
2
that
catches.
was that in 2022?
Last year? He didn't. Last year he disappeared.
Well, it seemed like
22, he was wide receiver 3. 2, he was the wide receiver 3 because there we had Thielen and Jefferson, so he was wide receiver 3. So he's probably like, I think Fish said it earlier. He needed to bring Osborne back.
I wish I could go back and see, like, I guess, like, the plays where Powell, like, did come clutch for us. Because I want to know, like, did he make those plays versus backers, or did he make those plays versus, like, a nickel or a safety? Because I guess a number 4 wide receiver is more likely to see a backer, being on him than their nickel or their safety.
I'd love to have a nickel on a wide receiver 3 or a safety on a 3 because I know who's faster.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying is just now Powell's going to see the nickel or the safety, and he's not going to see the backer, because backers are easy to get past as a wide receiver. But when you get a corner, it's a little more difficult, and when you get a safety, just depending what safety you got, it can be more difficult than the backer.
I don't think
so. They're going to key on our wide receiver 3 and leave Addison uncovered.
No.
Well, I don't.
Or not as covered, like because they're worried about a wide receiver 3. They're going to leave Addison more leeway.
No, what I'm saying is just as a number 4, Powell just saw more backers, and I wish I could just we could go see that, just like who he was being guarded by. Because like I said, as a backer, if a backer's guarding you, just make sure they don't fuck you up, and you're gonna be open.
But how many times did we run 4 wide receiver sets? A lot of times, Powell's success was when he was playing wide receiver 3 because we had an injured receiver. Like JJ was out, so he had to be 3. KJ went out for a game; he had to be 3. Like he was coming in for injured players.
That's a good point. No, that's a really good point you make there, because I'm not even thinking about that right now.
Yeah, and I think the wide receiver 3, whoever it is this year, is going to get some good looks because the running back is going to take command of whoever the linebacker is this year.
Well, just to kind of support what Keith said is we're all discussing, can Powell be a number 3? But yeah, we're all forgetting he was a number 3 last year.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, Keith,
you're right, Keith. That's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, Powell kind of got away with being a 4, because I'm thinking Jefferson played all fucking year. But no, he didn't. Powell kind of was our 3 last year. So, I mean, you're right. For sure.
Keith, I just want to make a quick mention that Alex Hortis is writing our future shows because he said something about in July we'll be yakking about backup guards. Well, when we go over our offensive line.
I did not know that my ghostwriter was going to be speaking in the chat.
The Witch of New York?
The Witch of New York.
The Witch of New York is talking all the talk in the world.
I mean, at least I got a good ghostwriter, right?
New York.
I thought I married the Witch of New York. What do you mean? The Witch of
New York. A bitch in New York. Oh, yeah. From New York.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, our buddy Alex Hortis or Hortis, whatever it is, the one that's in the chat talking shit, he's actually a published author, and his book's called The Witch of New York, which I guess is based on a true story. So
it's good. I never read
there's your plug, Alex.
It's good.
Look at that, Alex. You talked enough shit to actually get a shameless plug.
I might read a book.
Don't read that one.
I dated her in high school. Read a book.
How does the Witch of New York stack up to the Bell Cave Witch? That's what I want to know. Anyhow, back to wide receivers.
What's a wide receiver 3 supposed to look like? I mean, when KJ actually played wide receiver 3, he had 60 catches. He had 60 catches in 2022. He was wide receiver 3.
I feel like KJ is like the
KJ was a good wide receiver 3.
Of the wide receiver 3s. I feel like KJ was a good wide receiver 3, but I feel like an excellent wide receiver 3. Like you're either looking for possession or speed. And I guess that just has to complement what your 1 and 2 look like. Like when we had
how many games did
Thielen,
JJ miss in 2022?
What do you miss? None?
I think he missed 1 or 2, didn't he? Didn't he have like an ankle?
He missed one game in 20. He's played 17, 17, and 16 games.
Okay.
Who, KJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because
I'm talking
Dogs
about
like
JJ.
threw him over the middle and got him knocked out of the game and like taken to the hospital.
Almost killed. No,
Yep.
JJ. How many games did he miss in 2022?
0.
I thought he missed a couple. I'm sorry, because I seem to remember KJ getting into the X position in 2022, and that's when he had his banger games.
I mean, JJ disappeared for a couple games, but he wasn't hurt. He was there.
It's because JJ plays all three spots on that wide receiver. He plays the X, the Y, and the Z. He plays the slot out, the second out, the left out. That's why for a wide receiver, you just need a dude
left out. I played that position a lot.
Left out, yeah. Right, it's all you need is for a wide receiver 3. For us, it's weird because we have JJ. It's such a talented player that we can move him all over the field, right? Put him. So we're gonna need a guy that can play all three spots, or just 2 spots. Like Addison, we drafted Addison. He could play all 3 spots. He could play from the slot. He could play from the outside. And I think what KOC is looking for is not just for that plain wide receiver 3. He's looking for a guy that can play all 3 spots. So looking at that list, who can play all 3 spots on that list? That's probably what you need to be looking for wide receiver.
That's a really fair point. I like that point a lot. That's a fair point. That's because I think
my bad.
Go ahead.
Go on, Noldy. I was gonna say where I'm kind of stuck is like, when we had Thielen and Jefferson, my like go-to wide receiver for this team, like if I were to create one, I want speed. Like I needed someone to take the top off for us because that's what we were lacking. But now we have that, too, and then we have Jefferson, so it's like, do we take another person to take the top off, or we take somebody that's more possession? Like I think it was you, Ronaldo, that said like if KJ was just a step faster, like that'd be fucking perfect. Like the perfect. I don't know. Tyler Boyd would be sick to have in this offense.
T. Higgins.
And he only went for like $5 million. Like I'm surprised. I'm surprised we didn't make a play, or I hope that we did make a play. He just didn't want to come here. I hope that's the story because he went. Yeah, I think it was like the Titans or the Jaguars.
I think he did, huh?
It was for $5 million.
What if
I feel like he can be a 2 in most offenses? He can be a 2.
What if we say just fuck it, go get T. Higgins for $20 million, then go sign Khalil Campbell or someone else?
I just can't sign off on paying another receiver after the whole year of saying don't pay the fucking receiver. So I can't sign off on that.
Tell me why right before this video, a thought that crossed my mind was, damn, like, wouldn't it be sick to put fucking Calais Campbell on our D-line? Like, I literally thought that. It was like, if we were going to make a push, like, Calais Campbell would be fucking dope to, like, add.
Just play. He'll play every 2 series.
Right. 30 snaps a game at best. Yeah.
Yeah. First down, second down.
No. First down on the first series. Then 4 series later, we'll put him back down on second down. Then we'll wait another 4 series, put him back down third. And
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Depending the price tag.
He's old.
Yeah, he's old.
His AARP card hasn't come in yet. I'm okay with that.
But
so the problem with the older guys who are not signed, there's probably a reason they're not signed. It's not because nobody's interested in them. They're waiting for the middle of the season, see who's in the playoff race, and they want to jump on a contender. They don't want to end up signing with a team that ends up winning 5 games this year.
The vets always.
Kenny Williams says Pittman Jr. Pittman Jr. is going to get paid. That dude's getting a bag.
He already did.
Yeah, he already did. Yeah.
And there's this vets always sign late, and that's probably why Dalvin Cook's waiting for Aaron Jones to go down so that he can step in, rock the new. I'm just messing with you guys. I don't believe that. I'm just fucking.
He can step in, but at a half a step slower than he was 2 years ago.
I'm just fucking with you guys.
All right, so we have the OTAs get started, and these ones were mandatory. So they had to show up, or if they didn't, they only lose $100,000. But surprise, surprise, you pay a man $140 million, he shows up. So JJ was there. You guys all saw the video of him running out, right? That was exciting. Even for me, I was excited to see it. I was like, all right, it's over. I didn't want them to spend the money, but they did. Can't cry over the spilled milk. I'm happy. We got the guy. It's cool. But have you guys heard anything really about the OTAs? I'm going to be honest. I've worked a lot this week, so I've actually missed a lot. I'm trying to learn something from you guys right now about the OTAs.
I don't look into it. I watch baseball.
I got a lot of
The only thing I caught was
Visit
how
Cody.
the only thing I caught was how because he was drafted during the height of COVID, he never had his official introduction. So they actually gave an official introduction to the team with his press conference. And I thought, okay, well, that's cool. It's not worth 140 million, but it's cool. But as for who's performing, nah, there's just all kinds of stuff all over the place. But David Rinaldi takes in the most Vikings media of all of us. So he can instruct you, Mr. Hansen.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's me. I don't take OTAs as seriously as maybe some other people might. I think the takeaways out of OTAs need to be grain of salted, right? You know, I don't think that you got to take that we have a takeaway, and a lot of people are trying to do it. I've listened to a lot of other stuff out there. Anybody that is telling me that McCarthy is not ready to do anything right now based on his performance in OTAs, it does not know what they're talking about. This guy is left on a separate field, on a learning field. They're tweaking his stuff. We do not know what we have in McCarthy yet. That dude will either ball out or not, and it won't be. Nobody's making any decisions about him in OTAs. That's about the only takeaway that I got. I mean, I've heard the punter. I heard good stories about a punter. I've heard good stories about that tight end we brought in. I've heard good stories about other people flashing. But to me, and I'm not shitting on what anybody else says after this necessarily, I do think that anything that you take away from an OTA is only as good as this week is. They've got 6 weeks between now and training camp to take what they learned and get better at those things. They're leaving with homework, and when they come back in, that's when you're going to actually make evaluations. So I think
that's fair, Rinaldi. But what do you think about like guys that are like lining up in the starting position right now? Does that say anything to you?
I think it says 0 to me. I don't think it matters at all. That's my take on it. Go ahead.
Let me get to Leonard, then I'll get to you, Dylan. Lenny, I think you wanted to say something.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean, I don't think mini camp. There's a lot you can take from it. It's a learning phase for everybody, I think. But you can kind of read into who's playing where, and then how they're also playing. I mean, yeah, it's only in a helmet and shorts, but the motions are still there. It's still reading what's going on. You're reading the quarterback and what they're doing. So I think there's a little bit, especially with having a whole new quarterback room this year. I think there's a little bit to read into it, but I mean, it's practice. It's the first set when everybody's been there, and it's only 3 days, so it's kind of hard to read into a lot of it. But there's still voluntary OTAs again next week. You got 4 days next week of that.
Is JJ going to show up?
Yeah.
No, I think he is.
Darisaw's not going to be there. He's not going to be there.
Oh wait, no, time out. You're right. They're only taking like first and second year players or something like that. I think
it's only going to be the real young people out next week because it's
You're right. I did hear that actually. What's up, Dylan? What were you going to say?
Okay, a couple things. One, to add on what you were saying, if someone doesn't show up to a voluntary OTA, I'm not tripping because God forbid we hear a story, knock on wood, that something happened to anybody that's of importance at a voluntary OTA. We don't want that happening. 2, I just wanted to know if Cody or Rinaldi had heard anything about how Kyrie Jackson's doing. And 3, Leonard, where the hell do you live that it's so bright outside?
Yeah, right. I was thinking the same thing.
I'm in Portland, Oregon. Yeah, I'm in Oregon, baby.
Bro,
yeah.
I'm in Arizona and it's dark.
Well,
I'm not worried about injuries in the OTAs, Dylan, because what everybody was saying was, oh, he's working on his own. So it's the same shit. He can go tear his ACL running routes on his own. Like, I'd rather him be with the team and his rookie quarterback and his new quarterback. We got 2 new quarterbacks who's never thrown a pass to him, who he's never caught a pass from. I would like him to get as many reps as possible. I'm not worried about injury. He's going to be running routes somewhere else, too. He can get hurt there. They probably got worse grass. They probably, it's not the same.
They're running routes in the yellow grass in the hood.
Yeah, they are.
Not to mention the fact that if he were to get injured out on his own, don't they designate that as a non-football injury, and then he's screwed? He's not protected from that.
But it depends if that's in his contract. Not everybody has that in their contract.
When does that ever happen, though? Like, Have we ever even heard a story of like, oh, a player got injured in a?
Terrell Suggs tore both his Achilles playing basketball in the offseason.
What about that
Taylor
game?
Heineke tore his Achilles kicking in a glass door when he was drunk.
Yep. JPP lost 2 fingers in a fireworks accident.
This is about training.
Okay, so you just got 3, Dylan. Now tell me when somebody got hurt in OTAs.
Teddy Bridgewater.
I'm gonna ask, but I don't think that was OTAs. That was training camp.
That was training camp.
Week 1 of training camp.
It wasn't OTAs.
Yeah.
It was no, he got hurt the last day of practice before the season started.
Cam Akers.
Teddy B.
Cam Akers for the Rams.
Okay, but from the serious question, has anybody heard of how Kyrie Jackson's doing?
So it's pretty quiet on the Kyrie Jackson end right now.
Well, he was sick today.
Yeah, it
That
just
means
ended.
he's not getting cooked, right?
What's up?
So that means he's not getting cooked if it's quiet.
No. So he's not getting cooked during when the 1 year, 2 year guys came in, the rookies, and the second year guys came in. He actually kept it with Addison. He had a pass deflection in 1-on-1s with Addison, so that's good. That's what we've been hearing over there.
That sounds like a Pro Bowler to me.
It sounds
If,
pretty good.
if he's guarding Addison like that, he's a Pro Bowler because Addison's a great wide receiver.
He's no Caleb Evans though.
Yeah, hell, I can tell you what Caleb Evans did. He got burned. I'll tell you that. He got burned by Aaron Jones. He got burned by Isaiah Oliver, a fucking tight end, and he got burned by Trent Sherfield, who could be our wide receiver 3 to 5. Right. So when I'm
Let's see how many more Caleb Evans we can get out of Cody this show.
well, you're not going to get. That's about it. That's about it.
Take a shot every
I'll believe that.
Oh, now it's a challenge.
No shot.
But for me,
Oh,
OTAs for me, if you see a guy go up and start playing with the ones, I think that's a big deal. I think if you're going from the 2s to the 3s to the 1s, that's a big deal.
screenshot it.
That's a big deal. And to me, because like we heard Mekhi Blackman, here's a Caleb Evans, but Mekhi Blackman, it was a Caleb Evans during those OTAs
Fuck you, Robbie.
at the beginning, but then Mekhi Blackman started taking over starter reps for him, and Caleb dropped, right? And that's pretty huge for a second-year player in minicamp to move up to that one spot, right? What else happened for defense-wise? Byron Murphy looking really good. Defense looked really good in minicamp. That he intercepted Sam Darnold, right? Clean interception. It was thrown right to him. Clean interception. Theo Jackson intercepted Justin McCarthy. Blake Cashman intercepted. And Blake Cashman got an interception, but he took the ball away from Aaron Jones right out of his hands during OTA's day. Kind of like what Jordan Addison did to the 49ers defender, right? He took it right out.
Dude, we're going to love that guy. We're going to love that guy.
Yeah. The quarterback situation, both quarterbacks are going through a massive learning process right now. They told Sam Darnold to go to his hotel room and start learning drop backs, like their 3-step to 5-step to what they did. So he was practicing drop backs in his hotel room, right, during mini camps. That's just with Sam Darnold. JJ McCarthy, he has a good pass, then he has a bad pass, like in which we expected from, right? He's still sitting behind. He's still sitting at that 3rd spot right now. He's still learning. What else do they say? Oh, yeah.
Like that's fair because Mullins already knows the whole playbook.
Yeah. Still sitting behind him. Jaron Hall is out there throwing on the 1-on-1s to all the top receivers, but just to throw. Reisner and Brandel. All right, listen to this one. It was, I think KOC or was it Wes Phillips? They said it is definitely competitive. To me, that means Reisner was brought in for competition. All right, it's him and Brandel. So right now he said Reisner, Brandel, and Ingram is definitely labeled as a competition. Addison, they're saying Addison is way ahead of everybody. And I don't know what that means. He's ahead of everybody in the draft class he was drafted in, which included JSN, Quentin Johnson, Zay Flowers. Coming from KOC, seeing what kind of wide receivers he was seeing when he was with the Rams, that's a lot. That means I think Addison's going to take a huge step forward. He could be the 1B at the point, right? Oh, what's up?
I want to jump on that one too because I saw Addison at the podium and I think he was talking about JJ McCarthy and talking about his progression and how he looks and like, oh, he makes mistakes when he comes back. But I wasn't really caring what he was saying. It was just how he was talking. Like I can already tell Addison's like getting more confidence, more comfortable. Like He knows he belongs now. He proved that. Like, I think we are gonna see a confident Addison, and maybe for Robbie's delight, he'll put on a few more pounds, a little more muscle. Like, I think that dude's only gonna get better. So I agree with what you're saying. I just wanted to piggyback off of that. Like, I'm already seeing some confidence in the guy that I really didn't see last year. He seemed kind of timid, a little shaky, a little scared to be him. Mm-hmm. I think now this year he knows who he is and he knows he belongs, and it's already shown in the OTAs and just the confidence. So I'm excited about that.
He did say too that he'd been working on his release this offseason as well. That was kind of a big thing for him to learn last year on the fly. Going to real competition at the cornerback position, getting jammed. He said he was working on that. He felt like that was one of his biggest things to work on in the offseason. So if he can get great release every time, it's going to be pretty special.
Peterson.
That was a pretty good one by Brian Peterson. I had to give him that.
What panels in his trailer house is talking. I can't wait for his mullet-headed kid to come on the show too.
So, a question for you guys. So we have Reisner, we have Ingram, and who's the other guard? It's
Shaq still eating.
I don't know how to say his name.
Randall.
So if Reisner was brought in for competition, and I don't know who specifically, but I've seen things in the group that some people are big on Brandel or whatever. Does that make you concerned that Ed Ingram could be the oddball out?
No.
Let the best man win. Mm-hmm. Let the best man win.
Exactly. I'm not worried, but he might need to be worried. I'm not worried.
Yeah, I guess it would just be nice to hit in that draft class on something,
I don't think
it is what it is at this point.
Well, Evans, we can still hit on Evans, right? Same draft class.
Bro, oh my God, I got to take another shot because Evans
Yeah.
I was going after Cody, but bonus points there.
Hey, and they're saying Shaq Griffin moved up in the ones, right? Because what we're looking for right now is we're trying to move Byron Murphy back into his slot position where he is a top 5 slot corner all day. Byron Murphy's a top 5 slot corner. He's a top 5 slot corner in 21 when he was in the Cardinals. We were so bad at corner last year that we had to move our slot corner to the outside to even get anything for the cornerbacks.
I know, I've seen it. That's pretty cool.
Well, so since he's technically the best cornerback on the team, you could argue, are you a little worried that our slot cornerback's our best cornerback? Because he's going to. Are you going to keep him on the field?
That's what they brought him to do, and by necessity, he had to play on the outside.
No, Lenny, and I'll tell you why. Because he's most likely going to be covering that wide receiver 3, so that way we can focus on the wide receiver 3 and let their 1s and 2s go nuts on us.
Well, with the 1s
look
and 2s,
at Dale's like, motherfucker. That's not what I was saying.
The ones and 2s. But look at our defenses made. We have linebackers. They're fast linebackers on the field, right? So they're able to cover the tight end and the running back. So our safeties are meant to be with those outside corners covering those outside wide receivers. They're double teaming them, right? And you push Byron Murphy back in the slot where he's a top 5 corner, then he's got that 3 wrapped up. Now you have nowhere to throw, and you got the pressure on you from the outside.
The thing is we run a lot of blitzes, so that means a lot of man coverage. And I mean, I don't want a safety guarding a top wide receiver.
But will we be this year? And our safeties are capable of covering. Some of our safeties are capable of covering. A lot of them are.
Not a number 1.
No, not a number 1. No.
Possibly.
You never want your safety guard and a number 1 receiver. I mean,
well, you're gonna have kind of weird. Have a corner and a safety guard on number 1. That's all day, and that's what we're trying to push for. We're trying.
Number 1s don't always play outside though either. I mean, look at what KJ or JJ does. He'll play. He'll play all 3 positions.
They play inside, and now you got Byron Murphy.
Yeah,
best corner.
So those matchups.
All right, guys, it is that time of the night. Y'all ready with them hot takes? Raise your hand if you want to go first.
I'll go first.
Lay it on us, David.
I think our O-line is top 15 this year. This is our year for O-line top 15. That's a hot take, man. Anybody that doesn't like that, there's got to be plenty that don't like that one, right? But here's the thing. I think Brandell is our starter. You had to bring in competition for him. Yes. That doesn't mean that it's real competition. That guy had to play every one of those positions on that line, and he's capable of doing it other than center. He's built like a tackle, but what he has problems with is getting a speed rusher to stop. If he plays one position and that's an inside position, he doesn't have to worry about that speed guy anymore. And he's massive. That dude is as big as anybody out there. The guy's 6'5", 320. That is a massive man with long arms. He can play that spot. He can lock it down. You put him next to Darisaw, and that left side of that line looks a hell of a lot different, and he can fucking road grade and run block. This is a different line with a massive animal in there that's concentrating on one spot, not three. And my take is that that's going to turn this line from a 20-21 to a 15-14-13. And anyone, Hagar, that wants to bet that, Hagar, I'm all about it because I will win that bet. Hagar.
Can I just ask a question? What was our ranking at the end of last year, Ronaldo?
It was like 22. I think it was
22. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like that doesn't like if we had Kirk Cousins the whole year, I feel like the line is not 22.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. So I feel like that's kind of an unfair assessment.
Yeah, mobile quarterbacks get sacked a lot, which causes the grade to go down.
Well, just quarterbacks that don't know what the hell they're doing. You know, like not even the mobileness, but just
Anyway, top 15. There's my hot take. Please, somebody else.
Here's my hot take. Brian Pearson. I didn't say a top 5 cornerback, and I said a top 5 slot cornerback. Read up on some football. I know you've been a fan for the Vikings for 63 years. You probably won't see him win a Super Bowl. I hope you do. But the way you look at living and where you live in, I don't think you do. But here, we're going to go on with this one. I think I'm going to go with what I've been talking about for the past week. I think Caleb Evans gets cut this year. Does not make me think. My hot take.
Go ahead, Dylan. We're going to get Dylan in alcohol poisoning.
Dylan, you're on mute. There you go.
I'm running out of alcohol, dude.
Oh, I didn't realize this was a game. I would have been saying his name all night. Or is it just Cody that has to say it? Or is it just Cody that has
to say it?
Oh, okay. I got
All right, Shaq, you got your hot take ready?
Jesus Christ, Brian.
Yep, I do. So I don't think you guys have mentioned enough that Sam Darnold is actually balling out in OTAs and minicamp. Yeah, he has a few mistakes here and there, but guess who also had a few mistakes last year? Kirk Cousins. He was talking about, oh man, Brian Flores, his defense, it's like I'm seeing ghosts out there. He didn't say those exact words, but Sam Darnold better than what we all thought he would be doing. So, my hot take is Sam Darnold is going to have the best year of his career, and he's going to be top 5 in all QB stats. Hot take.
Top 5.
That is a fucking flaming hot take. Holy shit.
When he said the best season of his career, I was like, that's not really hot because his career didn't have a good season to begin with. Top 5 and everything. I'm with that. Okay.
That's hot.
And he who greets with smoke has spoken.
The Cody is on fire right now.
I guess in a way, like, I don't mean to say speaking from experience or anything, but the defenses always play better than the offenses at the beginning of the year. Like, it doesn't matter what level you play, high school, college, NFL, the defense
has to catch up more.
The defense always comes out playing way better than the offense because the defense is, like, let's be honest, like, they don't really got to do shit. Like, they just got to, cover a little bit, have some fun. Defensive players are always having the time of their fucking life. Meanwhile, on the opposite end of things is the quarterbacks and the wide receivers trying to build timing, trying to build chemistry, trying to figure shit out. So, I mean, it's natural for, OTAs for the defense to be looking better than the offense right now.
All right, so give us your hot take now, Dylan.
Ah, shit. We are going to go with somebody is going to step up and be our wide receiver 3 other than Brandon Powell.
Somebody other than Brandon Powell will be our wide receiver 3.
Yeah.
Let's kind of heat this up a little bit. In what time frame?
By week 1, like of the season.
By the
Brandon
start of the
Powell,
season.
yeah, start of the season. Like our like we're gonna see a new number, new face. Like, oh wow, like he worked his ass off this off season and in training camp, and he earned something.
Do you think he's on the roster now?
Yeah, because I don't see us signing anybody else.
Okay.
I want Sterling
Leonard.
Shepard. I want Sterling
He
Shepard.
who lives in the eternal sun.
I don't know. I feel like there's so many, and I feel like everything's been said. I'm going to kind of piggyback off of Cody and not only say Caleb Evans is going to get cut, but I think Andrew Booth Jr. is also going to be cut.
Oh, man.
Because I see us, we have Griffin, Bynum, Blackman, Jackson, Thompson. Are we keeping 6 corners and 5 safeties? That's 11 defensive backs. I don't know if we're going to do it.
Mhm.
I think Booth is on the hot seat. I think Booth and Evans are both off the team.
I'm okay with them getting cut as long as Jaron Hall's not on the roster and we don't have 4
Thank you,
quarterbacks.
Shaq. All right, here's mine. This year, the Minnesota Vikings will have 4 or more players voted into the Pro Bowl.
Jefferson, Darrisaw,
DePaulo.
Turner.
Addison.
Pace.
You think Addison makes it? Oh, I mean, Addison might make it by default because the Super Bowl, whoever goes to the Super Bowl. You know what? I think we get no Pro Bowlers.
Wait, let's get some clarification here. They're going to get voted in, or maybe they'll be an alternate and they make it in.
Yeah.
They will be playing in the Pro Bowl.
Oh, there's at least 4.
So that means we're not going to the Super Bowl.
That's how many we have last year? 3?
2.
2? Yeah, that's a pretty good take. Like
It was Jefferson and DePaulo last year.
Well,
That's it.
So
no, Jefferson didn't do it. He didn't play in the Pro Bowl last year.
So we're not.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a flag football
I don't even think he
game
got
now
voted
anyway. It's
in.
not like we're playing.
I thought it was DePaula was the only one that got voted in, and then we had
Hunter was in.
I don't think
Hunter
And Hunter.
he got inserted in, not voted.
But Fish doesn't care. That he just wants them to get it. It doesn't matter if they're getting their Kirk Cousins way in there because a good quarterback made the Super Bowl, so they get to be the Pro Bowl.
Weird.
4 or more. That's a pretty big. That's
a lot of
pretty
people.
big jump.
That's a lot of
I
people.
think the highest last year was what, 5 or it was 5 or 6.
We had 2 last year.
Does that mean Cam Bynum makes it and gets the?
I don't know. Did we revoke his wife's visa yet?
You know what? Did we even speak about the New Jerseys?
No.
No.
Wipe me down.
CJ Ham was a Pro Bowler last year. Did you know that?
No.
There it is.
By default.
Because there's only like 3 fullbacks in the league.
That's
By
right.
default.
He touched the ball like what, 3 times?
All season.
And that was the most out of all fullbacks.
That was by default.
I'm kidding.
Those New Jersey.
So what do you guys think about the new uniforms? The winter, what they call Winter Warriors?
Should put a thumb rag on the helmet.
Those are fresh.
Cody, you're not a fan.
No.
I don't like the horn.
Looks
I don't
a
like the
sperm.
horn. Yeah,
It's a
it's
sperm. Yeah, hit my hole.
Sperm. I'm not gonna lie. When you said that earlier, I laughed because when I looked at that was the first thing I saw. Because like I don't know. I bet you it's the same size as a regular horn on our helmets, but it just looks smaller or thinner or something. It's like now it really looks like a sperm. Because I know people have made that joke before, but it's like now it really does.
You know, this is the second time I've heard Keith say that horn looks like a sperm when it's rendered.
Please don't bring up the first time.
When you guys go to family gatherings, you wear Vikings t-shirts, don't you?
I don't.
Oh, I'm not wearing that Vikings jersey with the Arial font that says Vikings in gray across the fucking
Bro,
chest.
those jerseys are fresh as hell.
Dylan loves Kansas State.
My brother, who's 13 years Dylan, my brother, who's 13 years older than me and was a drill instructor in the Marines. He's a diehard Cowboys fan, and I love wearing my Viking shit to the family gatherings to get him going.
Why did they put gray on it? That's my biggest thing.
I would agree with
Hold on. I lost you guys there for a second. I don't know if it was me or what happened, but what'd you say, Fish?
My brother, who's 13 years older than me, and he was a drill instructor at Parris Island in the Marines.
Mm-hmm.
He's a diehard Cowboys fan. So when we have a family gathering, you bet your ass Old Reliable is on my head to get him going.
I don't hope they wear more than one.
Those jerseys are fresh.
It's like I created a team off of NCAA football, the video game. And it's the most generic lettering on it. Like you see look at the Vikings logo that's in gray across the chest. It's literally like you typed it off your keyboard in the chat. That's the accents.
Penn State has one of the simplest uniforms, but I mean they're pretty dope. Like simple. It doesn't have to be extravagant to be dope. Like simple can be good.
Should have kept the last year's whiteout uniform. Throw the helmet on.
Yeah, I don't like the white horn on that white helmet. I thought it should be a different color.
It makes sense. It makes sense within
or
the
black.
It makes sense within the scheme of the whiteout thing, though. If you look at the Viking logo last year and the Viking whiteout scheme, it makes sense with regard to that. Everything's like outlined in black, or even I don't get the gray thing. I'm kind of with you on that, Cody. The gray thing is weird to me, but I will say this about them. I think they are definitely growing on me the more I look at them. I don't hate them. And everybody keeps saying Northwestern. I think it's almost to me kind of like Titany looking with the gray in it. And the font on the letters is kind of Titany looking, Titans looking, and the width of the letters gets a little wide because the outline in gray is weird to me. But
yeah, their number is like on their ribs.
Yeah, it's weird. Great. Yeah, but overall,
leave it white. I don't just leave it white.
It might look good on the field, man. When you see it all together, the whole thing could look pretty good.
I mean, if we're beating the Bears' ass on Monday Night Football, it's going to look great.
It's like a terrible paint job on a car. The closer you look at it, it looks like shit. But the farther away, it don't look too bad.
Might not be
I'm just worried that some of them it'll be assumed that they're great swimmers when they're wearing that outfit, and they probably can't even dog paddle.
There was the Rams dick face that when people were making fun of it, and then there's us with the sperm.
Look, so Justin Jefferson and all the players think it's fresh as hell. As long as we don't have a player coming out like Malik Neighbors and saying these jerseys are hard to rock, like
I would love to hear some honesty like that. I don't care for this shit.
But
a few years ago, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers went with that all red, and I happened to be watching that game, and the stadium was empty because they didn't have Tom Brady yet, and they sucked. And the stadium was empty, so the all red uniforms and the red seats matched perfectly. It was like a weatherman wearing a green suit and disappearing with the green screen. It was terrible to watch. I'm not a fan.
I'm tradition. If people that like these jerseys wear skinny pants and fanny packs, I'm just going with that. Yeah.
Don't you have to?
Leonard, do you wear skinny pants? Do you have a fanny pack?
Military.
I
definitely have a fanny pack.
I hated those fucking red. I hated those red jerseys. The creamsicle, you can't beat the creamsicle, man.
Just
can't beat the creamsicle.
I'm with you, bro.
Just to rile you guys up, when those jerseys drop on the website, because I've been looking every couple hours waiting for them to drop on the Vikings locker room, I'm going to get a J.J. McCarthy Winter Fresh Vikings jersey.
Now, Dylan, you know they're not making that in LeBron's number.
Just to piss everybody off.
Why would that piss everybody off? Like, that means you're buying in.
Because
that won't piss me off. That means you're coming around.
I feel like if I buy
a get some sense
jersey, you're going to be like, Dylan, what the fuck? You're not allowed to wear that.
No, you gotta buy. You gotta help the Wills.
Now go burn the Mahomes.
Damn.
No, he's got to help. We all got to buy a jersey to help pay for JJ. We all know that they make money off those jerseys.
I already have the $380 JJ jersey, so I put my ins in.
I'm kind of over buying jerseys, to be honest. I think I'm more just
They managed to pay
t-shirts
that man
now.
140 million without me buying the jersey. They can manage to keep paying him that 140 million without me buying the jersey.
I'll buy a new jersey every year. I mean, I'm not against that. Like I like jerseys. I like it being Sunday, Thursday, Monday, and putting my jersey on and being like, we're getting ready for the game. Like I buy a new jersey damn near every year. I buy my grandpa a jersey every year, and I don't know. It's just my vibe. Even though his favorite, believe it or not, my grandpa's favorite jersey he has is the stickered jersey, John Randall jersey that he's had for 10, 15 years or more. And like I buy him all the jerseys. I bought him a Dalvin Cook one, a Justin Jefferson one, a TJ Hawkinson one last year when the retros dropped. But his favorite one is that damn John Randall jersey.
That doesn't surprise me at all. My dad still rocks a John Randall.
Well, it's more about the fit. It's more about the fit, because like my grandpa's a bigger guy. So
The jerseys were better back then too.
Well, yeah, it's like the looseness of the jerseys.
Would you have been more happier if
happier
the old classic white jersey than the whole white out setup?
Nah, I like those. It's something different too. Like it's different. Like we're not gonna have a purple helmet. Like it's just different.
Polar bear on a paper plate in a snowstorm.
It's better than our color rush. It's better than our color rush because I feel like our color rush. Like I have a Harrison Smith color rush.
Hate the color
it's
rush.
Cool, I liked it, but I feel like it looks better when the players wear it versus like when you go to a bar and you have the color.
This is way better than color rush in my opinion. I like them a whole lot better than color rush.
Yeah, hell yeah, a lot.
But to your point, Cody, I don't disagree. I think we are weak looking until we get back to a real helmet. I hate that matte helmet all of a sudden. That the purple on that just doesn't. It looks soft, man. I'm sorry.
You're not wrong, Ronaldo. Like that's what I was hoping the surprise was going to be today. That we're going to rock the classics again, but we're going to have a helmet that actually matches it.
Yeah,
like I was down for that. All right, but we didn't get that.
We got a gray stripe on it now.
I don't hate the uniform, and it's only one game, so it doesn't bug me. But it didn't like make me. Oh man, that is really dope. That's so cool. I don't know. Like maybe Shaq said, maybe I'm just one of them old heads.
Is it really one game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The Bears game on Monday night on the December 16th.
Maybe you don't buy that. Maybe you don't buy that jersey, Dylan.
Nah, I'm buying it. That shit.
Maybe you don't buy the on field.
There you go.
Honestly, I bought the on field for the first time, and it made me feel like I have to always buy on field. Like
don't do it.
They're sick.
Don't do it.
I mean, I just split up in like a quad pay, buy it, put it on a quad pay, fucking make payments on it. It's all good.
But then you could also wear shoulder pads, so that's good too.
I could. You know? I need to start working out so my biceps be looking good.
Yeah. You can stand that stretchness.
All right, fellas, we're gonna go around the horn and end this one. And I'm gonna go ahead and start with you, Lenny.
Yeah, man. JJ's locked up. Feels good. Just excited to keep this thing rolling. Excited for training camp to come around. We got a long ass fucking time after next week of nothingness. So yeah.
Well, we will make something this.
Oh, I know we will, but it's okay. I'm saying like as far as like actual stuff going on.
Yeah,
like
there's not gonna be some news for a couple months now. So
yeah,
we'll make do. What do you got, Dylan? You're muted, Dylan.
You're muted.
Oh, my bad. I got kids. I'll be trying to make sure they don't yell and interrupt things. But anybody that doesn't like the new jerseys either used to wear Mark Echo clothing, jorts,
skinny jeans,
or they bend their fucking hat on they bend the fucking.
He's trying so hard right now.
All right, so I'm wearing a bent hat and I have a couple of pairs of jorts. We're fighting in real life.
Cody, say Evans.
That's good.
Damn, he's like, nope, not doing it.
Good.
What do you got, Shaq?
I got the jerseys look clean. Just wanted to say we're getting closer to preseason. We're only 2 months out, and can't wait to see what we got with the starters.
All right.
Yeah, starters. Hopefully.
Rinaldi?
We are at a point, and I've said it before, but I'm absolutely saying it again. We have a 4-year window that's open right now. If you're a Viking fan and you're not excited about where we are and what we have on the horizon, you aren't a Viking fan, in my opinion. We have a 4-year window, and it starts this year. And I ain't listening to any of this embrace the suck BS. I ain't listening to none of that. And I don't care about the other teams in our division. The only team we have to worry about in our division is us. And if we're as good as we can be, guess what's going to happen? We're going to win. We are going to win. And we have a 4-year window of that. You should be excited if you're a Viking fan. Fucking Skol. And I said fucking on purpose.
After 2 hours, you can say fucking.
There you go, buddy.
Fucking awesome.
Fitz, what the flim flam do you have?
Y'all got your man. Woo! Woo!
Debbie Downer.
Few months ago, I specifically said 35 million. I don't want no part of it. Guess what? It's happening. That didn't change my mind. Still don't want no part of it. I don't care how they structure the damn contract. No wide receiver's worth that kind of money. So we got a 3-year window. That's it. Once he starts hitting it, we've got a choice to make. We can either extend him and start overpaying him so he can retire a Viking, or we're going to have to cut him, and then we're going to have to deal with everybody crying about the thought of cutting him. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy about a lot of things. I'm excited about a lot of things, but I'm not excited about giving a fucking wide receiver $35 million a year. Skol.
Cody, how many wins you at?
9. Hold on.
Just checking. What do you got for us, Cody?
Come on, Cody.
I'm at 9 wins.
Cody, after you spike my drink in Nashville, I'll teach you how to do this properly, okay?
I don't know how to do it. That's like I'm in charge. No. Have a great weekend. D-Day. Remember those guys out there? All right. We wouldn't be here.
80 years, baby.
80 years, baby.
We wouldn't be out. We want to be a country like we are without those guys that sacrificed and they did their mission out there. Other than that, I think I want to push more than 9 wins. I'm telling you, I am sweating every day, but I got to keep my number at 9. I think we are a better team. It's just the quarterback position is what really worries me right now. And it's the most important position in football. But other than that, don't beat your dog. Don't beat your kids. Don't beat your wife. And always have Let's Go. Safe weekend, y'all.
Skol.
All right. Well, that's the show for us. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We know it's the dead time, but if you're here, you're a big Viking fan just like we are, and we're going to get through this offseason together, just like we did it last year. The season came. I promise you this season will come again, but let's have some fun while we're doing it. We'll be back next Thursday, same time, on time, just like we were today. Until then, let's Skol.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hi, Rinaldi.
Hey, trying to get out.
Yeah, we're going. We're moving.